there was a violent break-in and assault on Nelson Road at Gulfview Heights in the early hours of this morning.
4 men entered the house using force and immediately slashed at and stabbed a man inside the house. A woman who was resident then confronted the group and was also attacked using edged weapons. A man who was also an occupant of the house chased the offenders and a further altercation occurred outside. And during this man received minor hand injuries.
A group of armed men are also wanted over an incident on Field Street at Parafield Gardens last night. The perpetrators from both attacks are still at large. Visas for some people fleeing Gaza have been rejected as the Albanese government comes under pressure over the issue. More from Michael Packey in Canberra.
Since October 7 last year, Australia has allowed many Palestinians to enter the country on visitor visas, but the opposition believes security checks have been rushed. Shadow Immigration Minister Dan Tehan wants to know why a Palestinian artist with alleged links to terror groups is here, using question time to press the government on the issue.
Has the visa for this individual been cancelled?
Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke says arrivals from Gaza are being monitored and won't hesitate to act if he needs to.
We receive advice from our security agencies that a visa should be cancelled. That is what will happen.
So far, none of the people already here have had their visa cancelled. But Mr Burke confirmed some Palestinians trying to reach Australia have had their application knocked back during the offshore screening process.
The opposition has labelled Labor's push to keep the NBN in public hands a pathetic stunt. The federal government has introduced legislation to prevent the national broadband network from being privatised. The government argues it's important infrastructure that needs to be protected. The coalition says it will consider the legislation but won't be rushed into making any decisions on the matter. South Australians are increasingly reaching out to the Energy Ombudsman as they struggle to pay their power bills. The Ombudsman's office dealt with its heaviest workload in years during the past financial year, including 175 cases of payment difficulties, up 58% on the previous year. Ombudsman Sandro Canali says they received more than 7,000 complaints, mainly about billing.
In most cases, the bill is accurate, but perhaps they're not sitting on the best plan that they could be on, so that's a reason why perhaps they're paying a little more than they would. Some of those customers have been moved to a different tariff structure, a time of use structure, and they're not shifting their usage into those cheaper time slots.
Hurricane Milton has strengthened to a Category 5 storm as it barrels toward Florida. Locals have been told to prepare for the state's largest evacuation effort in years. Milton could be the worst storm to hit the area in around a century. Mayor of Tampa, Jane Castor, says people need to heed warnings.
This is literally catastrophic, and I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
It comes just 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene caused substantial damage across the United States. Now turning to 5AA sport, and SA's Alex Carey has hit a half-century off just 34 balls in the Shield clash against New South Wales in Sydney. The visitors are 3 for 181 in reply to Sydney's first innings total of 366. Carlton has landed highly regarded football administrator Graham Wright following his recent departure from Collingwood. GWS is edging closer to striking a trade with Essendon for veteran forward Jake Stringer. And in the AFLW, Adelaide are in action tonight against Melbourne in Norwood. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Afternoon, watch out for a crash at the moment in Enfield, Main North Road near Warwick Street. Got some fuel on the road in Kingston Park. That's on Burnham Road near Strickland Road. And some burst water mains, Kilburn on Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue and Paradise Gorge Road near Moseley Road. Slow down for some cameras, Aldinga Beach Road, Aldinga Beach, Barnes Road in Glynde and Grand Junction Road in Hope Valley. Get back to Faster Pasta. You'll rediscover the fun of connecting with family and friends and enjoy good times and great food. Faster Pasta, celebrating 40 years. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Sunny this afternoon, sunny tomorrow, 21. Friday, sunny, 21. Saturday, partly cloudy, 23. Right now, it's 27 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, a woman and teenager stabbed in a northern suburbs home invasion. Only on 9, the Adelaide crash you have to see to believe, all happening with a child on board. An urgent warning about fake medic alert bracelets. We reveal which modern cars are sharing their drivers' data. And the toys topping this year's Christmas wish list. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 Now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show.
Get around the little fella!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
It's a beauty!
Another beautiful Adelaide day, 6 minutes after 4. Good afternoon on this Wednesday. How good is it? The week is flying by so fast. Before it's even started, it is almost over. Loads of sport around the place. Let's get stuck in. Rowey, Timmy G, good afternoon.
Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, after another glorious spring day, who's got hay fever being swooped by Maggie? I'm Norton from 2 there. Socceroos tomorrow, Adelaide Oval, sold out. How good's that, Timmy? Welcome.
Yes, thank you. It's a build-up, isn't it? It's a nice build-up. Feeling good. Sold out stadium.
They're in town. They're in town, our Socceroos. They take on China. It's tomorrow night. Crucial World Cup qualifier. I don't want to say China stink, but they can't score.
Well, they're
getting
conceded
absolutely
a fair bit too.
Smoked. So we've got to win it. We sit 5th in our group. Only the top 2 guaranteed to go through. We've got a new coach. We know that. It is a must win. Socceroo Riley McGree agrees.
Pressure is a privilege, I think, and if you can relish the pressure and you can use it to your advantage, then it can only result in good results.
Pressure is a privilege. You went on to say pressure is great. I love that sporting quote.
I did hear you off airs talking about that, loving it.
Well, let's do it. A $50 Powers voucher. What's your favourite ever sporting quote? And there's a couple of mine. We live by a creed, really, at Nord. It's Fortis in Priscilla, but it's a quote. My family used this, and it's Latin for strength and adversity. So that's like a quote, isn't it? Neil Craig's favourite one, he had it up on the room before you ran out, was raw talent is not enough. Isn't that a good one?
Yeah.
If you live by that, in other words, work hard, you got talent, make it pay. Who do you reckon said this one? Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen.
A champion
Who?
said it. A champion.
Who?
Well, quote him.
Michael Jordan.
Correct, a champion.
Isn't that a ripper?
Yeah.
Have you got any?
On the back of that, I reckon, don't wait for your ship, swim out to it. You know, the old, don't wait for your ship to come in, swim out to it.
That's good.
Attack it.
I like it,
Yeah.
Timmy. That would sum you up.
Yeah.
What was one that you played in your head or you lived by? Was there?
You know what I
know
love?
you've got your Port Creed, but that's about 1,000 words.
Yep,
What's
no.
a shorter version?
I loved it. Well, it's winning isn't life or death. It's more important than that.
Yeah. See, that's another one that sums
How's
you
that?
up. That is another one that sums
Wayne
you up.
Gretzky had a good one. I love this one. That you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Just makes you think
that's
about
another great
just
one.
take your shot.
And whether you're a hack golf or a tennis player on the weekend, netball, football, soccer, golf, doesn't matter. You all have a bit of a creed or a little bit of a sporting quote that you love. We'd love you to share it with us. $50
please.
Powers voucher, 8223 0000. Now we know free agency and trade is on. Free agency closes this Friday. Trade next Wednesday. Let's get the latest.
The latest.
Ooh, I like it. The nice little stinger there too. Good work. And timing is everything. Well played. Port Adelaide prioritising.
Sam, a little bouquet.
It's been around for a
That's
week.
a bouquet for you. I know, but I don't think you've timed it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so your timing, it's like a
Thanks,
good
mate.
drummer. It's like a
Cheers.
good drummer.
Yeah,
Timing
no.
is everything.
It is.
Now,
Jeez.
Port Adelaide are prioritising the Lukosius deal and Collingwood's Joe Richards over the Houston deal. Now, what they're saying is unless the right offer presents, they're not going there. Now, Chris Davies has said we're going to focus on making the team better in 2025. Now, that probably means it's better if Dan Houston stays. So, wow.
What have I been saying?
We will keep an eye on
him,
that
mate.
one. I like it. James Peatling talks. Well, they're underway between GWS and the Crows. A mixture of second and third round picks set to be involved. Crows' offer is reportedly just under $600K a year over 4 years.
What?
He would be... What? He would be licking his lips, I reckon. He'd be very happy
That's the
with that.
first I've heard that. I need to read my note.
That's a big number.
What?
That's a big number. So, yeah, just keep that keep that over there for a minute.
Okay.
Richmond is set to have one of the best draft hauls ever. Gold Coast reportedly have pick 6 on the table for Daniel Rioli. Pick 6. Richmond want pick 23 too, but Gold Coast not budging on that. Ignore pick 23 below, but the rest could happen. So that could really set them up. I suppose Richmond are in a position where we finish bottom.
Yep.
We're going to rebuild from the draft, and that unfortunately probably doesn't sit well for an Adamuze, who's got to see that happen, if you like. And
well, they've let Matty Nicks do it.
Can be right.
They've let Matty Nicks do it.
And I suppose
Clarko
sort of did that with that super draft with all their boys in it. So Graham Wright to stay in Melbourne and become the deputy CEO of Carlton for a year, and then a hand over to Brian Cook. So turned down the interest from Crows, Tassie, and the AFL. So a lot of offers on the table for Graham, and he's decided to go to Carlton, which is interesting. I don't know that maybe the Carlton-Collingwood rivalry is not as great anymore, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, your career overweighs that, but he's much revered. He was pivotal to the premiership rebuilds in Hawthorn. We know that in Collingwood. His aim is, as you said, to be a club CEO. He can do that at Carlton. And at another big Melbourne club, it would have been massive for the Crows to have got him out of Melbourne to Adelaide. They tried their hardest. Here's Righty.
Working with Brian, I'm genuinely excited about it. I don't come as the finished article as a CEO. I think I've got learnings, and to be given 12 months to sit with him, who's a doyen of the competition in relation to CEOs, is something I'm super excited about.
Good luck to him. It does mean that the Crows have missed out. We spoke to Tim Silvers, was it last Friday? I'm pretty sure it was. We spoke about Graham Wright, but the first I knew about it that week, that they're after someone of his ilk, and I absolutely stood to attention and saluted that one, but this happened. How confident are you, just to put a full stop on it, in getting Graham Wright to your club?
Not very confident.
That's okay, they chased him. Few things, I love that they did. Someone of that calibre as an overarching, I don't know, it's not footy director, footy GM of football, whatever it is, and he sits on recruiting and list management, development and coaching and leadership and watches the footy program.
It's a director of football, isn't it?
Well, it is a bit, but he's not on the board.
No.
Good
point.
Now, that tells me, reading between the lines, and there'll be someone else out there to do it, it tells me they're happy with Nicks and the footy program, they're happy with Reid and what he's doing, Ogilvy and Kelly as the football manager. They just need someone with a wise, experienced old head that's seen what success looks like, can be the head of football, let's call it that as a term, not a godfather of it, but a head of football. They're out there. They'll get one.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a great appointment when they do. Watch this space. This is the big story of the day as well, Timmy. Let's do this.
Hot off the press.
Now, how was that timing?
He's on fire.
3 votes.
He's on fire at the moment.
3 votes. S. Tugwell.
Tugwell.
Actually, S. Tugwell was calling a game of football, the AFLW, tonight down at Nord Oval. So get down there. Who's playing?
Crows and the Demons.
Big game, 5 days after the other one.
Yeah, Friday night last week.
That's excellent. And calling it with?
Jenny Williams.
The great
the Hall of Famer.
Jenny
There
Williams.
you go.
588 live from?
That's a great job.
7 o'clock.
7
Well, he's
o'clock.
got 2
7.
this week. He's got to do Wednesday and Thursday.
Tomorrow as well.
God, geez, we're pumping your bags. Does that mean you get to leave early?
Yes.
Pick one, this or the AFLW.
Oh, don't make me do that. Don't make
do
me
that off air, Jimmy. Next year, tune in, V8 Supercar Legends.
Yeah.
Next year, the Supercar Championships will be reworked. I think it's a seismic change. It ends in a final series.
Yeah.
So the final series, there will be a grand final. That last race, it'll be the Velo 500 grand final.
Can you believe it?
This is huge, Timmy G.
Is it actually, what would you say? We land on our feet by returning to the last event where we used to
and
be
now
the
we're going
first
to get
event.
the grand final.
Yeah, and we're going to get the grand final. So I've got to get my head around from an expert to understand how that last final series actually will play out, because I'm wondering if there's only a few teams involved, what will the other drivers and teams do?
No, they all drive. Yeah, everyone drives.
But I'm wondering what they're driving for.
Well, nothing in the end.
Well, that's what I want to know.
All right. But
otherwise, I'll take my car out there.
Well, it's 4:15. So there's the Sprint Cup. That's 8 rounds, 25 races. Yeah. The winner goes automatically through, qualifies. Then there's the Enduro Cup. That's the Bend 500 and the Bathurst 1000.
Correct.
The winner of that goes through. Then the top 10 championship drivers by points go through. And then they have a Gold Coast, a Sandown and an Adelaide. and the winner keeps going through till you end up with 2 and you have a grand final. No, 4.
So what? It's going to be 10 in the first week in the Gold Coast. Then it's eliminated down to 7 drivers left in Sandown, and then it's down to the final 4 in Adelaide.
There you go.
So that's all we'll see.
No, so
the other Roosters
remaining
race as
drivers
well.
will race for individual results, but only 4 will be driving for the championship.
Wow.
That was
Hot off the press.
822 300 0000. We want your sporting quote. You don't like it? Oh, well, if you're on the Foodland live stream, Timmy's looking at Sam and going, his timing
I
is
just
out.
lost a vote then.
You know what? Meatloaf, 2 out of 3 out there.
822 300 0000. Get interactive.
Can't be perfect all the time. 16 after 4, plenty to come. Where are they now? With Sturt Hall of Famer tonight. Looking forward to that at 5 o'clock. Braden Ingram's going to chat with us. The latest in day 3 of trade, Tony Vidmar and Crows Phil Harper, and a $50 Powers voucher up for grabs. It's 16 after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
For the issues that matter most to the people of South Australia, catch Stacey Lee each week as part of FIVEAA Breakfast. Stacey joins David and Will to chat about the week that's been in SA, thanks to Keen Office Furniture and Keen Education Furniture, leading the way in office and education furniture, right here in SA.
Is the size of your burrito more like burrito?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing.
Are your instant noodles gone in an instant?
Hey, I've got one.
Good.
Tiny bits of chicken for lunch? No, get about it.
Ooh.
No, you go.
Okay, get a long lunch at Subway and fill your foot-long hunger. Click and collect on the Subway app.
Hang on, I've got a few more.
Okay.
Taco about a disappointing meal. Burger? More like blurger.
This ad cannot finish quick enough.
Okay, well, it's done.
Some trades aren't interested in working hard, being on time, tedious, focused on keeping the client happy, boring. At C&N Concrete Soaring, the only boring we do is through your concrete. C&N Concrete Soaring scan, cut, core and break concrete for pipes and cables in houses through to factories and everywhere in between. Call us old-fashioned, but we do what we say and we do it right. At C&N Concrete Soaring, boring couldn't be more exciting. Go to cnn.com.au.
The Steinborner Group has done it again. The Jack T9 Ute has landed at Jack Motors in Gawler. Enjoy a 5-star ANCAP safety rating, a 7-year warranty, 7-year roadside assist and 7-year capped price servicing. The Jack T9 features a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged diesel engine. This 4x4 dual-range Ute boasts an impressive 3-tonne towing capacity, a 1,045-kilogram payload and a tray that fits a standard pallet. Starting from just $45,980 drive away, Jack Motors is well worth a trip. Visit gawlerjackmotors.com.au.
Imagine a backyard filled with lush green turf. At one end, a set of cricket stumps. Right now, it's just a backyard. But to your kids and their friends, it's an oval, a stadium, and they can be heroes. Kids love a great patch of grass, and you can appreciate yours every day when you lay lawn in your garden from the Turf Farm. The Turf Farm plant it, nurture it, harvest it, deliver it, and importantly, they guarantee it. Trust the Turf Farm. Go to theturffarm.com.au.
Over 50 and ready to dive into something amazing? This is for you. We're planning for your future with 2 new over 50s lifestyle resorts in Gawler and Encounter Bay. With our vision for world-class facilities and endless activities, your next phase of life could deliver your best years yet with pools, gymnasiums, bowling greens and more. Visit our new display centre at 1 Banfield Road, Goolmer North, or check out lakesideresort.com.au or oceanviewresort.com.au.
Specsavers do hearing aids? That's surprising. But here's the real surprise. So do lots of other places. The only difference are the prices. Specsavers are surprisingly low. You know, there's nothing worse than finding out you could have got the same tech for less. So compare prices today on our wide range of top quality, high-tech hearing aids. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Visit us in-store or online for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The FIVEAA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 20 minutes after 4 here on this Wednesday afternoon. Best sporting quotes, 8223 0000. On the back of young Adelaide Socceroo Riley McGree's quote today, Pressure is a privilege. Very in-depth. Have your say. We'd love to hear your best sporting quotes or maybe quotes you've lived by. Let's check your roads out there.
Yeah, thanks, Tugger's got a crash to watch out for this afternoon in Enfield, Main North Road near Warwick Street. A breakdown in Renown Park, North-South Motorway near Henry Street. There's fuel on the road on Burnham Road near Strickland Road in Kingston Park. And some burst water mains in Kilburn, Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue and Paradise Gorge Road near Moseley Road. Looking for an epic deal? Prime Big Deal Days is live now. With 6 days of epic deals exclusively for Prime members, you'll feel like a big deal. Prime Big Deal Days ends Sunday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
What if you threw to the traffic?
Well, I'll tell you what, quotes are flying in on the unique homestyle food text. We've got one here from Rob says, Joe Slee said, to win without risk is to triumph without glory. And Craig says, NFL coach, the legendary Vince Lombardi, said, show me a good loser and I'll show you a loser.
That's another one for you. Just one of mine I remembered in the break when I ran those New York marathons. Pain is temporary, quitting's forever. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's good.
Crack it. Let's go to Morphettvale. G'day, Bob. Got a quote for us, mate?
No, you just said it. Show me a good loser and I'll show you a loser.
Yeah, right.
It's a good one, Bob, isn't it? Do you live by that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, so
good
don't
one.
suck about it. Muscle up and go again.
No, I love it, Bob. You sound like that. Hello, Rod.
Oh, yeah. How are you, boys? Yeah, another soccer quote. I think it was the great Carlo Ancelotti who said, football is the most important of the least important things in life.
That's a good one. Say that again, good. Rod.
Yeah.
Football is the most important of the least important things in life.
Yeah. No, very well played.
That is a good one.
Well played, Rod.
It is. So in other words, family,
that's right.
Love, you know, all those sort of things.
Correct.
Kids, grandkids.
Health,
happiness.
There you go.
You can't have all of that without dollars in the tin tank, and they need footy to do that, those Roosters.
Go to Windvale. G'day, Jamie.
Yeah, hi guys, how are we?
Good, buddy. Goody. You got one for us?
Yeah, mine was another one of Vince Lombardi's quotes. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing.
Yeah.
I love that one too. Beautiful.
Good one, Jamie. Like it. Keep them coming in. Sporting quotes.
Yeah, Vic.
G'day, boys. This is a true story. The boxer Muhammad Ali was on an aeroplane getting ready to take off, and the hostess said to him, Mr. Ali, please put on your seatbelt. And Ali replied, Superman don't need no seatbelt. And the hostess said, Superman don't need no aeroplane. That's an actual true story.
That's a great comeback, Vic. I love it.
Vic, you've got a great voice. Have you done? Oh, you sound familiar, Vic.
Mate, I did the sports show with Mark Robbo and Flinders Street, mate.
Wow.
I worked for FIVEAA twice. Yeah, I've been in radio for a long time.
Oh, great voice, Vic, and terrific story, mate. You keep
I do the FIVEAA book show with Lee.
There you go.
That's where I've heard him. That is where I've
heard
him.
By the way, go Jack Miller in the MotoGP and go Remy Gardner in the Superbikes.
Good on you, Vic. Love your quotes, mate. Legend. I thought it was Terry Lindblom at the start. He got a good voice.
Very good, very good. Let's go to Surrey Downs. G'day, Chris.
Yeah, g'day. A winner never quits and a quit never wins.
Who said that one, Chris?
My coach when I was running years ago.
Oh, right. Nice one. It's very similar to what you were saying about the marathon.
Well, yeah. What is it? Pain is temporary, quitting's forever. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. I like that one.
Very nice. Seaford. G'day, Michael.
G'day, mate. How you going, boys?
Good, buddy. Got a quote for us.
A very famous Mike Tyson quote. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yes.
Oh, great quote, Michael.
Yes. Or you bite someone's ear.
That is boxing, though, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah. You can do all that training. The bag doesn't hit bag, does it?
The next minute, someone goes pop.
Even though I must admit, when I was training boxing once, the the speedball hit me right in the face. So yeah.
Oh, that's Timmy.
I wasn't very good. Stephen, g'day, mate.
How you going, pals?
Good, buddy.
Yeah, I got a quote. One day an eagle, next day a feather duster.
Yep, can be that, can't it?
That's the big people that big note themselves.
Yeah. You can. Well, you've had a great game, but next week you've got to back it up. Otherwise, you could be a feather duster.
You're not worth a burnt village pie.
That's
another quote.
Stephen Rowe quote. That is beautiful. Let's go to McGill. G'day, Joe.
Yeah, g'day, boys. How you doing?
Excellent. Got a quote for us?
Oh, yeah, look, I've got the $50 here. It's nobody who's a sportsman. It's my hero, Will Ferrell.
Oh,
And
yes.
his alter ego, Ricky Bobby.
Yes.
You're either first or...
Yes, Joe, 100% correct.
Joe, say it again. You dropped out for everyone. Say it again.
I said you're either first or last.
Correct.
Yeah, Timmy loves that one.
Yeah,
It's a
great quote.
Correct. Yeah, the first or your last. That was his Ricky Bobby's
Here's-
father.
Shake and bake.
Talladega Night.
Unique Homestyle Food text. Practice beats talent when talent doesn't practice.
Yeah.
Very good quote.
Great quote.
N. Craig. That's an N. Craig one.
Oh, yeah,
It's a bit like
right.
raw talent's not enough.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Drum that
It's
into
not.
us.
Any champion doesn't rely just on their talent.
Yeah. But I used to say to him, what if you got no talent?
Well, you've got to work a lot harder.
Hello, Chris.
Oh, g'day, guys. Rowey, just a question for you, mate. We are, entering our 8th year out of finals next year?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
And are we finished with off-field changes yet, do you think?
No, Chris, no. They're working as
Same
hard as
thing.
they can, Chris. I know I've said that a lot and I'm getting smashed for it. I know they are working hard. Well, to even entertain and try and get Graham Wright tells you that they want that overarching person of their footy department.
Mm.
No, hang in there.
Yeah, I don't feel overly confident. I think bringing in Murray Davis might be good, but 7 years out of the finals, Rowey, and finishing 15th last year, I'm not confident about next year.
Hang in there, Chris.
Yeah.
That Murray Davis is a very, very, very good appointment. Hang in there, mate. There'll be more. Hello, Tim.
G'day, boys. My quote is, procrastination is the assassination of motivation.
Oh,
yes, I heard that one.
Good.
Whose
That's
was that
excellent.
one?
Yeah. It
Not
rhymes.
sure, but
Okay.
I've lived by it, so...
Say it again, Tim.
Procrastination. Go for it.
Procrastination is the assassination of motivation.
Yeah, that's a ripper. That would have been a businessman, I reckon. That wouldn't have been a sporting person.
You reckon it's one of those prints that used to be in the offices in the 80s?
Who's that? Who's the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah,
That's one of them.
Yeah. I see what you mean, yeah.
I reckon. No, like it,
Gordon
Tim.
Gekko, Greed is Good. The
Greed
80s,
is
yeah,
good.
I see what you mean. I'm with you.
He had a wicked life, didn't he?
Oh, I know you're talking about, the Wolf of Wall Street. What was his real name? Yeah, geez, he was a character.
Yeah.
Happy Valley. Let's go to Charlie.
Hey fellas, I've got an old quote that's if at first you don't succeed, cheat.
That wins the $50 Pals voucher right there. Nothing will beat that.
That's great.
Everyone's got these warm, fuzzy ones.
Doesn't fit in the motivational point,
No,
I don't think,
no,
but
he gets it. I'm giving it to him.
Well played.
Charlie. Unbelievable.
$50 Pals voucher.
Oh, that is
There
funny.
you go, just cheat.
Yeah.
Hey, have we
Problem
got
solved.
time? Have we just got time?
Hot off the press.
Oh, hello.
Timing, brilliant.
That
We
was good. You're
So you
back.
didn't even have
I'm
to
back.
look at me then,
Yeah.
Sam. Working well. This is off the NBA Central Twitter account.
Yeah.
Their season starts. NBA starts in 11 days.
Wow.
11 days.
NFL runs for about 16 weeks.
Yeah.
And then finals?
And finals, yeah.
Gee, and they go for about
50.
82 games plus finals.
So I've got a couple of them. The first one is LeBron and Bronny James yesterday, the first father-son to ever play in a sanctioned NBA preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
How's that?
Yeah, you've got to either the father's got to be having a child very young, or they've got to hang around for a long time. He probably hung around for a long time.
I think that's what that is amazing. I'm thinking it never happened in the AFL. Basketball would be a game. It could. Tennis, you could probably do it. Golf's the other one. Tiger Woods' son, Charlie, turns 15 next year, can crack him 400 yards up the middle.
Yeah, that's a game.
That'll happen.
That's a game where you get more longevity, don't you?
You play with your granddad.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the other one was Ben Simmons, who plays for the Brooklyn Nets. They actually played a game against the LA Clippers today. They lost by 9. He's got a grade 1 paper cut and will miss a month of basketball.
Oh, that's not true.
Isn't it?
No, that's
Isn't
not
it?
true.
Timmy, what are you laughing at?
You've just read that off Twitter,
That was
haven't
on the NBA Central Twitter account.
you? Oh, I wouldn't trust that as a source.
Any time I can pot Ben Simmons, I'm walking through that door.
You check with Sam next time, all right?
Let's get to the headlines. We're going to speak to Braden Ingram, everything in trade next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. 2 violent home invasions in the northern suburbs within hours of each other with multiple people injured are under investigation. Visas for some people fleeing Gaza have been rejected as the Albanese government comes under pressure over the issue. The clock is ticking with mass evacuations underway in Florida ahead of Hurricane Milton's arrival. And in sport, a new era for the Socceroos as they prepare to play their first game under new coach Tony Popovic in Adelaide tomorrow night. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Well, they've got a crash to watch out for in Enfield, Main North Road near Warwick Street. There's a breakdown in Renown Park on the north-south motorway near Henry Street. Look out for some fuel on the road in Kingston Park, Burnham Road near Strickland Road, and some burst water mains in Kilburn on Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue and in Paradise Gorge Road near Moseley Road. The MG4 is the EV for everyone. Save up to 25% and drive away now from just $30,990. Ends October 31 at your MG dealer. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, clear tonight down to 13, sunny tomorrow 21. Right now it's 27. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
These cameras are an IQ test for drivers. These idiots are out there.
Yeah, and they're plentiful. Now, my question is, when Grant Stevens told us the other day that these 4 units that they've got, they cost a fair bit, this is the ultimate it will pay for itself proposition. Even if they're $25 million each, they pay for themselves within 12 months.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
The ROI on this is off the charts.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
40 weeks, 40 hour sale.
Get up to 50% off leading brand mattresses and furniture. Hurry, time's ticking. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply.
40 weeks, 40 hour sale.
40 winks, serious about sleep.
Wink, wink, 40 winks.
Take a family road trip to the Bend for the lightning fast 2nd annual Spring Nationals. Witness top fuel cars and nitro funny cars on the same track for the first time in 30 years. Plus, it's an awesome family day out with free amusement rides for the kids, lawnmower racing and helicopter rides. And entries free for kids under 15. October 18th till October 20. The Spring Nationals. Don't miss out. Visit thebend.com.au for tickets.
If you need a window, and not just anything will do, just call Statesman Windows. Factory direct to you.
Nobody beats Statesman Windows, not on quality and certainly not on service. Windows, sliding doors, bifolds and more, made right here in Adelaide, factory direct to you. For windows when and where you want them, call Statesman Windows, states.com.au.
Windows when and where you want them. Windows when and where you want them.
The Phil Hoffman Travel Expo is back, Sunday, October 20. It's the biggest and best travel event in Adelaide, hosted by Adelaide, with over 60 worldwide tour operators, cruise lines, airlines and travel experts. Experience the PHT difference with inspiring travel talks, early bird discounts, one-day-only deals, booking bonuses including a glass of French champagne and incredible holiday prizes. The PHT Travel Expo, Sunday, October 20, Adelaide Convention Centre. Entry is free. Register at pht.com.au.
We won't eat no bowls of gruel in cardigans hand knit from wool.
We say nay, we say no to nursing homes, we will not go.
We won't start no bingo squares in musty old recliner chairs.
We say nay, we say no to nursing homes, we will not go.
We won't watch no soap TV in rooms that reek of potpourri.
We say nay, we say no to nursing homes, we will not go.
Say no to the nursing home. Choose Alpha Support at Home.
Ever heard of a 31-day sale? Well, now you have. For the month of October on in-stock vehicles, Wayville Hyundai is on sale with discounts and bonuses across the entire Hyundai range. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 25 to 5. Plenty of time for your calls still. 82230000. Loads of quotes coming through on the Unique Homestyle Foods text line. We have Where Are They Now coming up at 5 o'clock with a Sturt legend and Australian Football Hall of Famer and Tony Vidmar ahead of the Socceroos in town tomorrow night. So loads to come. But right now for Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits, life is better with your pals. Let's talk trade.
Absolutely. 9 News Adelaide sports reporter and a friend of show, Braden Ingram. G'day, Braden.
G'day, fellas. It is beer drinking weather, isn't it? Particularly with not a heap happening on the trade front. Maybe a few of the recruiters are out for a long lunch and that sort of thing, and the list managers, because they're dragging things out. It's been a little while since we've had a deal.
Yeah, not wrong. The Port one was interesting. CD saying, or Chris Davies saying that the Lukosius and Joe Richards trades, that they're the ones they're going to concentrate on. Houston, unless something really good offers itself up, they're just going to make sure they get the other two done.
Well, at this stage, it looks like they're all linked because Gold Coast, Pies, and the Power, they've all got an interest in one another's players. So John Noble's trying to get up to the Suns from Collingwood. Jack Lukosius is trying to get to the Power, and Joe Richards trying to get to the Pies, as well as Dan Houston, who could go to the Pies, could go to the Blues, could go to the Roos. So it's a little bit all over the shop at the moment, and I guess Power just waiting for who's going to provide the best offer, and if that best offer doesn't come, they're going to continue to say, well, we're not trading him. I mean, in my opinion, it's going to get done. He's going to end up somewhere else next year. I think there's just too many options there that a deal doesn't get done. So it will happen. It's just a matter of where things sit. I mean, at the moment, if you're going to ask me, I'd say it's the Blues who sit third in the pecking order. I think they might be a little bit tight on cash as well, which is maybe why we're seeing a few of their players almost pushed out in like the likes of Lewis Young and Owies and also Kennedy. So who knows? And I guess he's the type of player who could get you over the top, Dan Houston. So I'd be paying for him, but it's a matter of finding the cash and the deal to satisfy Port.
With Port's situation, do you think there'll be any surprises by the end of this that come out like like Dersma spat out last year and ended up at the Bombers, which surprised me?
And I literally asked that question to Chris Davies in the trade room on Monday, and he said, look, at this stage, that's not the case. And clearly things can pop up late, and I'm sure we'll hear some names float around at other clubs. Looks like Jake Stringer, that move is certainly now looks like it might be onto the Giants, or certainly gathering momentum. So things can pop up relatively late, but from what the Power are suggesting, clearly their focus is getting Richards and Lukosius in.
Carlton snagged Graham Wright after Tim Silver's courted him for months. Braden?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you're disappointed, and I understand Crows fans would be, but I think that the Blues could offer him more, and that is basically a succession plan into the CEO role. He's the CEO successor under Brian Cook, and he'll take over that role down the track. And clearly, he's courted that for a long time. His past has been looking towards this for quite some time. When you've had the success that he has in terms of helping deliver premierships at the Hawks and the Pies, it makes sense. So I think clearly Tim Silvers did absolutely everything he could, and you've got to respect that for trying to get out and get the best people available. But in this one, I don't think it's a one of not coming up short. It's just there was a better offer and a better job on the table.
They had a throw, and I'm glad about that. Something will pop up. James Peatling, is that going to happen?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that, and I would feel like probably this week as well. The Giants do seem to be a pretty good club to deal with when it comes to these things. I think they accept that. That clearly this is he's going to get more opportunity here, and the deal's there, and there's desire there to get somewhere else. And because they've got so many picks as well, I think it's just a matter of finding out what is the best futures option. Clearly, it's going to be a future pick, whether it's a second future rounder or a future third. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see that by tomorrow or Friday.
Jason McCartney's the footy manager. He was the list manager back when Jackson Haitley's name come up for the Crows, and the Crows walked him to the pre-season draft. I hope he doesn't have a long memory, Braden.
No, this looks to be like a pretty straightforward one, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be any issues there. You can hold me to that one.
Anything else on the radar for Adelaide? They've got their first two. This one falls. Is that it? 3 and done?
No. No, I think so. I mean, it might just be turning the attention to the draft, to be honest, and whether it's a Draper or an O'Sullivan or where they look there. I mean, look, they'd love to have probably a pick there in the middle at the moment. They've got 4, 46 and 64. I guess maybe they'd like one more in the middle. But again, you look at how young they were this year. It's not as if they need that many. If you get, young elite talent in, absolutely, but it's not as if they're looking for, guys they need to get games into. They got a lot of that this year, and we know they were the youngest sides going around. So at this stage, it might be getting this one done. And I think last year as well, they were done pretty early, the Crows in trade period. It might be the same in 2024.
They're not talking about splitting pick 4 or anything, doing any rhythmic gymnastics with it? I mean, just keep 4 and pick the best kid, for crying out loud, Braden. Can you confirm that?
Well, I certainly haven't heard that. I mean, I don't mind it in a sense that, well, this is, everyone you speak to, the recruiters, the list managers, this is an elite draft. We're talking, you get a really talented young kid in the 30s or at 35, which just shows how deep it is. Whereas next year, all the talk is that, one, the talent isn't as strong as this year. And again, you probably heard it a lot, but it's a very heavily impacted draft in terms of the Northern Academies and a lot of the bids that are going to come for players. So, therefore, a pick next year doesn't have anywhere near as much as value as this year, which is why Carlton is trying to offer up future picks in the deal for Dan Houston, and why the Power's saying absolutely not. So in answer to your question, I certainly haven't heard that, and clearly Tim Silvers has been on record and the club about going and getting the absolute best player, and at number 4 you're going to get someone very talented. So I think that's where they'll be holding at the moment.
It was reported that Gold Coast might have pick 6 up for grabs for Daniel Rioli. I was just thinking, would Port be looking at that going, we got Dan Houston here, and 13's been bandied around. Would that be something that would catch their eye, the old pick 6?
Well, I'm sure it would, but I just don't know if that interest's there. And I mean, from what you're hearing, clearly that's 6, and even I think Richmond wants more than that for Dan Rioli. So possibly that pick 23 that the Suns have. I mean, if they could get 6 and 23 for Dan Rioli, they'd be pretty happy. And the Gold Coast, though, also looking to jettison pick 13, as I mentioned before, in terms of that deal, whether that's for Noble or however that works. So they're very, very busy with the Suns. And again, for them, they could have 3 or 4 kids they're looking to get through the academy next year. So hence they'll be very keen on futures options.
Beautiful stuff. Braden, really appreciate your time, buddy. Thanks very much for updating us.
Cheers, boys. Happy to help.
That is Braden Ingram, 9 News Adelaide sports reporter, and it's all thanks to Powers. Parafield Airport Liquor. It's the home of all the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Yep, life's better with your pals.
Both the same age, Dan Houston and Dan Rioli. One's a 2-time All-Australian. The other one's a 3-time premiership player. One's going to probably get 6, the other 13. Pick one right now. Pick one.
I'm Dan Houston.
All day, every day. All day, every day. Dan Rioli can go forward.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, well, it was a great question. He can go forward. He's spat through the midfield. Dan Houston was almost an All-Australian midfielder.
Correct.
Who's a better kick?
Yeah, he's a good player, Rioli, but I think Dan's an elite kick.
Well, he's an elite kick. Who's quicker?
Probably maybe Rioli.
He would be.
Yeah.
Who
Overhead
who
would be
Dan.
Dan.
Who's better one-on-one? Not that they play like that anymore.
No, not really those.
Who could you depend on more?
Yeah, but he could go all right one-on-one.
3-time premiership player's pretty good.
That's why I asked. I thought,
it's a good question. Here's Tim Silvers on pick 4.
Pick 4, an important commodity. We've been looking at the under-18s coming through. There is so much talent, even in that top 10. So that will be a focus. We'll be holding on to pick 4.
You will, because it'll be a midfielder. I look at Fremantle's list build. It's ran parallel to the Crows. Longmore and Nix have both finished their 5th season, into their 6th. So their DNA now is stamped all over what they want, how they want to play, who they want to attract. Are they good kickers? Are they good this? Are they good decision makers? Yep. Are we after midfielders? We're going to win from the back. What do we want to do? That's 5 years. I look at Longmore. He's got a 51% win-loss. Nix is 30. Longmore, sorry. And Nix is 32. Fremantle's midfield today. This is today. Bagshaw, Sarong, Young. I mean, Fife's a bit older. Luke Jackson's the ruck forward. If I look at the Crows, it's really Dawson, who's a half-back flanker that can go through the midfield. But Rankin's another one. He's a half-forward flanker, but can go through the midfield. They're probably their two most talented. I know the Crows will be a really good team when Dawson's not the midfielder, nor is Rankin, because that means you've got quality midfielders in there. Then there's Legg, Crouch, Sligo's coming and all that. They've just traded out Himmelberg. Imagine if Fremantle, this trade period, and they're all in on these two players, land Shai Bolton and Chad Warner.
The Warner one shocked me.
Well, it's landing. Look, he's contracted next year. They're going to have to do a lot to get a lot for him. But imagine Bolton, Warner, Young, Sarong, Brayshaw, Fife, Jack. What do you think Longmuir wants?
Yeah, he wants a good midfield.
What wins premierships?
He's got a couple of handy ruckmen.
But what wins premierships?
Yeah,
have a look at Brisbane. Yeah. So look at the trajectory is what I'm saying. They're miles ahead of us. They get Shea Bolton. I think he needs to kick up the lemonade and sauce, that Shea Bolton. He goes to Fremantle, which is his home, pulls his finger out. I think he could be the best player in the comp.
He can play.
And Chad Warner can play, except in finals.
Oh, no, he's all right.
He was not. He was awful. He was awful.
Well, everybody was awful on grand final day. Come on.
Yeah, fickle.
14-5, just before we get to the traffic, a cricket update, day 2 in the Sheffield Shield for our South Aussies. And we, of course, finished up New South Wales innings yesterday, 366. We're chasing 7 for 223. Alex Carey made 90. Just fell short of a ton, but he went at a really good clip off 85 balls, so he was doing it quickly.
But you're telling me we're 7 for 223?
We're 7 for 223, so still 143 runs.
The collapse is on.
Last night we had them 7 for
297. 97.
We've lost the last 4 wickets, 4-5.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Trev Head made 30, 2 fours, 2 sixes.
We should never have let him get to 366. That's
No.
You got 3 wickets to get.
Popey went all right, didn't he? Get a 3 for?
Popey did play. He took 3 for 69 or 14.
Well, I've got high hopes for him this year. Yeah. Come on, Popey, you big redhead.
Good.
Right.
He did it.
Back to your call straight after this. Let's check your traffic.
Yeah, guys, got a crash to watch out for in Anfield at the moment. Main North Road near Warwick Street. A breakdown in Renown Park on the north-south motorway near Henry Street. Watch out for some fuel on the road in Kingston Park on Burnham Road. That's near Strickland Road. And some burst water mains in Kilburn on Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue. And in Paradise on Gorge Road near Moseley Road. Honda's new HR-V is here. Stylish and packed full of safety and hybrid tech. It's as smart as it looks. Now with more hybrid grades to choose from. Test drive the HR-V today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
See movies how they should be seen. Hear movies how they should be heard. All on the big screen with Quake Sound at Wallace. And now you can see them for less and enjoy candy bar discounts and other special member offers and freebies. Simply become a My Wallace member today. It's free, it's easy and it's full of benefits. Go to wallace.com.au and click on Join My Wallace today. Wallace Mitcham, Mount Barker, Noongar and the Piccadilly. South Australia's home of big screen magic and entertainment.
Fill the fam with a Subway family feed for dinner. Serve up 2 mouth-watering foot-long subs, 2 delicious 6-inch subs, 4 ice-cold drinks and 4 gooey cookies. Order now with Subway. T's and C's apply.
Hey mate, I need a couple of 2x4s and 4x6s moved down over here.
Mate, why are you yelling?
Sorry mate, I'm just used to it.
There's no need to yell. In fact, there's no need to do much at all thanks to the all-new electric excavator by Volvo. With no noise and no emissions, there's really no worries. Inquire today through Warren Mining and
enjoy the sound of silence!
It's Barbie season, don't worry about that. And I tell you what, to be a good Barbie, you want to be a tong master, not just flipping the snags and the patties and all that. You want to be a backyard hospitality director. So you deserve the very best outdoor kitchen from Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens.
Here's the thing, choose from the best appliances and you can select everything at a bar fridge or a pizza oven or stun your guests with one of those little custom-made concrete bench tops. And there's no two alike.
Nah.
You know what? That's unique. That's mine. That's from Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens, you clowns. They're the best. These handmade bench tops can really update any kitchen space. Custom-made for you. Every piece is unique. It's yours.
Especially for you, exactly.
Yours.
So if you want a consultation or a quote, give them a call. But if you don't, go and visit them. Seaford Meadows at Farrow Circuit. I've been there myself. It's an excellent view to see how they do it and how good they look, actually. The best backyard hospitality directors choose Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. You can go to adelaideoutdoorkitchens.com.au.
Hi, Brady Bitt here from Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets a love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Imagine it's a beautiful sunny day. You're standing on a garden of lush green turf. You've got your shoes off so you can feel that grass between your toes. Give them a good scrunch. Really feel your feet sink into the cool, soft grass. That feeling is yours every day when you lay lawn in your garden from the Turf Farm. The Turf Farm plant it, nurture it, harvest it, deliver it, and importantly, they guarantee it. Trust the Turf Farm. Go to theturffarm.com.au.
When deciding on a gas fireplace for your home heating, you may think they all look the same. Well, at the gas shop, we're more than happy to
turn the lights down low. So you can see how different each one is. That's a beautiful thing. Heating, cooking, comfort, turn on to the gas shop. 161 Unley Road, opposite Target.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The FIVEAA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
8 minutes to 5. A Sturt Hall of Famer joining us for Where Are They Now straight after 5 o'clock, so stay tuned with us. And do you know a healthcare hero? Because FIVEAA and Always Care are wanting to celebrate the amazing healthcare workers in our community. There's so many of them, they deserve the kudos. And simply head to fiveaa.com.au to nominate someone you know, and they could win $1,000 cash. It's that easy. Always Care Services, the support you need to live happily and independently, no matter what your situation. Alwayscare.com.au. Let's hear from Fremantle's GM of football, Peter Bell.
As everyone's aware, the draft is very strong, so the offer that we've put forward is strong on any given year, but particularly this year we believe it to be a strong offer. There's a fair amount of negotiation to go, so I'll let Wolsey and Blair Hartley do that over the next week, and hopefully from a Fremantle perspective, we can make it work.
That's on Shea Bolton. God, that'd be massive for them.
Oh, yeah.
I think their midfield is well...
Yeah, look, you copped a little bit of grief about your last spiel, about underestimating Jordan and Rankin's years in the midfield.
No.
They both had very good years as midfielders.
No, they did. But I think we're getting a lot of people dumping on me with this. Listen to me out. Imagine a team, a Crows team, where you didn't have to rely on Dawson in the midfield.
If you could afford those two out.
And you didn't have to rely on Rankin. They can still squirt through there, but you don't have to rely on them. And one's on the half-back through the wing, and the other one... And let's remember this, Rankin never played in the midfield at Gold Coast. He
wanted to come as a midfielder, didn't he?
Yeah, but he couldn't make that midfield. Now we're giving him an opportunity. And Dawson couldn't get anywhere near Sydney's midfield. So listen to me, people on the Unique Homestyle Food text. Imagine a Crows midfield where those two were squirters, not the main players. That means you've got a bloody good midfield. That's where I'm coming from.
That's when the
Crows
Shy came from, to be fair as well. He started as a forward, didn't he? And then started
but he
to
still will be.
Moments through.
He still will be.
He still will be, exactly.
Well, I'll ask you this. What midfield do you want? Fremantle's or ours? Hawthorn's or ours? Port or ours?
I think you're building yours.
Sydney or ours?
I think you're building yours. I think
Geelong
you're not
or
far
ours?
off.
Really?
Yeah. Sligo came leaps and bounds this year.
Yeah, we came third in BNF.
Yeah, it was a good year.
Name another one.
All right. Well, your Dawson and your Rankin, they stood up.
Not listening to me.
Crouch and Laird have been there for a long time.
Crouch is still very important. You hear Campo wrap him up every week.
Let's hope pick 4 they get the best midfielder. Because boy, oh boy, do they need to grow that midfield.
I'm with you. Let's go to Johnny at Paraka. G'day, John.
G'day, gentlemen. Look, I love you guys. You're running a great show, legitimate show. I really want to keep it that way. I want to keep us on the rails, right? Please don't echo the lies of ESPN about this achievement with LeBron and his son, right? LeBron runs that organisation. His agent makes all the trades that get players there. His mate is the coach. Bronny James, I'm sure he's a nice kid. He's an athlete, but you know what? There's hundreds of athletes that can, do what he does, and there's more that can shoot as well.
So, Johnny, is it more of you saying it's more of a PR exercise?
100% it is, right? And if it's about selling Guernseys, then fair enough. But they should declare that, because if it's about winning championships, he's taking a roster spot from other kids that don't deserve to be there, right?
So we're not seeing a Gary Ablett Senior, Gary Ablett Junior type scenario here.
Well, they could actually play, right? Look at Bronny Jr., right? He's got horrendous shooting splits. He shouldn't have even been drafted from college. Last game he made not one field goal and had 4 turnovers, right? And I feel like LeBron is doing it just for his own legacy, even if it damages his kid, because I don't think he can recover. Like he'll be more of a laughing stock than Ben Simmons. And
Johnny,
any real basketball fan knows what it is.
Johnny, you're beating around the bush. Just come out and say it. Bronny's a peanut.
Oh, it does.
Bronny's a good kid. He just can't.
No, great kid, lovely kid, but he's a peanut basketballer.
Rowey, he's not NBA ready right now, and it's to his detriment if his dad keeps pushing him to play.
There, we've got it. He can't play.
He's on a
so his dad's giving him favouritism.
Thanks, John. But it's good to sort of understand that. I'm not massive in the NBA world, so it's good to be educated by our listeners. Thank you very much, John.
And you know what? That's who make us smart. That was great intel.
Well played.
But he beat around the bush. He didn't land the plane. Bronny can't
play.
But
he was nice about it, which, the word peanut didn't come out of John's mouth.
Yeah. No name calling. That's what we sort of want to go with, don't we? All right, where are they now coming up after the 5
I didn't get that memo.
5 o'clock news coming up.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Some things need an emergency department, but if you're umming and ahhing on what to do, it might be more of an emergency. If you're unwell and unsure what to do, call Health Direct on 1800 022 222 and a registered nurse will help you find the best care for you. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Hey guys, did you know that Austrac Campers is just around the corner? That's right, at Camden Park we have a massive showroom set up with all of our models on display, so come and see for yourself.
Austrac Campers!
How special it is to think that if reincarnation did exist, you too could be a self-propelled petrol mower with a 173cc 4-stroke engine, mulching capabilities, a durable 60-litre catcher, and available at Aldi for only $299. Grass. It's special you can buy at the Aldi gardening sale this Saturday. Aldi. Good different.
When your shower gets old, it can start leaking. Even a small leak can lead to big problems. So call MegaSeal to fix your leaking shower or balcony without removing tiles for a lot less than you think. Missing grout or silicone, cracked tiles and stubborn mould are all signs you need MegaSeal. We don't just repair the surface of your tiles. We'll inject a waterproofing repairer underneath without removing them and apply a waterproof grout as well. To organise your obligation-free quote, head to megasealed.com.au.
If you're 50 to 74, you'll be sent a free bowel screening test kit to your home every 2 years. If you're age 45 to 49, you can request your first free kit to be mailed to you. Once you've got it, take it to the bathroom and put it right where you can see it. Not in a drawer, but on a bench top, or the toilet lid, or in the middle of the floor. So the next time you have to go, you'll remember to use it. Don't put off the chance to save your life. Visit bowelcancer.org.au for more information.
Cruise Europe in 2025 with APT and Phil Hoffman Travel. Discover iconic cities, fairy tale towns and hidden gems aboard APT's brand new luxury river ships featuring luxurious suites, 6 world-class dining venues and an unrivaled level of service. APT's 15-day all-inclusive Europe river cruise starts from $8,495 per person, including return flights and savings up to $1,000 per couple. Phil Hoffman Travel, pht.com.au.
Ever heard of a 31-day sale? Well, now you have. For the month of October on in-stock vehicles, Wayville Hyundai is on sale with discounts and bonuses across the entire Hyundai range. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Clear tonight, down to 13, sunny tomorrow, 21. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. Police are hunting a gang involved in a violent machete attack at Golfview Heights early this morning. 4 males forced their way into a home on Nelson Road, stabbing a 53-year-old woman and 17-year-old boy. A third person was also assaulted, suffering minor injuries. And there was a home invasion at Parafield Gardens last night. A group of men armed with weapons broke into a Field Street home and assaulted a 30-year-old man. Assistant Commissioner Scott Duval says they're not being treated as random attacks.
It is our aim to continue to put considerable pressure on these gang members and their associates to disrupt their criminal activity. These 2 incidents are not connected, and significant resources are being committed to both of them from across SAPOL, and we are pursuing in both instances active lines of inquiry.
In Canberra, the opposition used question time today to put the federal government under pressure over visa screening processes. It follows revelations a Palestinian man with alleged links to terror groups is living in Australia after fleeing Gaza late last year. Shadow Immigration Minister Dan Tehan says the government needs to explain what it's doing about the issue.
Can the Prime Minister guarantee his government has not granted visas to any other individuals from the terrorist-controlled Gaza war zone who have links to listed terrorist organisations?
The government claims security agencies are monitoring people who arrived from Gaza, and if a visa needs to be cancelled, it will be. Hurricane Milton has re-intensified into a Category 5 storm as it heads straight for Florida's Gulf Coast. More from US correspondent Alison Petrowski.
More than 1 million Floridians are under an evacuation order, the state's largest since 2017. Interstate highways are bumper to bumper just a week after Hurricane Helene wreaked havoc. For those leaving their homes, available hotels are hard to find and petrol stations are struggling to keep up with the demand. Milton is expected to make landfall in 24 hours and bring with it winds in excess of 250 kilometres per hour. Tampa Bay is right in the impact zone, facing a potential 15-foot storm surge. The head of the National Weather Service says he briefed US President Joe Biden with a warning.
This one gives me a pit in my stomach like very few have, and I told him this is going to be the big one.
Still in the US, and the Democratic presidential nominee has filmed an appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Kamala Harris is hitting the TV circuit with less than a month until Americans head to the polls. The Vice President proposing a drink to kick off the interview.
Elections, I think, are won on vibes because one of the old saws is they just want somebody they can have a beer with. So would you like to have a beer with me so I can tell people what that's like?
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
There you go.
Now turning to 5AA sport, SA has lost several wickets late on day 2 of their Shield clash against New South Wales in Sydney. Daniel Drew was out for a duck, Ben Menenti making just 4. The 7 for 227. New South Wales' first innings total was 366. Well, the parade is hosting AFLW again tonight. It's the Crows v Melbourne. A new era for the Socceroos as they prepare to play their first game under coach Tony Popovich in Adelaide tomorrow night. It's their 3rd round AFC Asian qualifier against China. Socceroos veteran Jackson Irvine says it's like having a new teacher at school.
Everyone's on their toes. Everyone knows that when change happens, that kind of what was the status quo before is definitely not going to be the case, and you've got to be sharp and ready, and that's the expectation we always have within this group, but obviously that's amplified when a new situation comes up.
And Adelaide will host the Supercars Grand Final next year, with the series format undergoing a shake-up. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Afternoon, got a crash to watch out for in Elizabeth at the moment. That's on Judd Road near Fairfield Road. And a couple of burst water mains in Kilburn on Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue, and in Paradise on Gorge Road near Moseley Road. Slow down for cameras, Grand Junction Road, Hope Valley, Oak Ridge Road, Aberfoyle Park, and Osmond Terrace in Norwood. The King Living Spring Sale ends soon. Save up to 50% on selected Australian-designed award-winning furniture. Hurry, sale ends soon. Shop online or visit a King Living showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 13 tonight, sunny tomorrow 21, Friday mostly sunny 21, Saturday sunny and 25. Right now it's 27 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, a woman and teenager stabbed in a northern suburbs home invasion. Only on 9, the Adelaide crash you have to see to believe, all happening with a child on board. An urgent warning about fake medic alert bracelets. We reveal which modern cars are sharing their drivers' data. And the toys topping this year's Christmas wish list. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 Now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
6 minutes after 5 on this Wednesday night, and such good weather out there at the moment. We love your calls, 8223 0000. We'll get to them very shortly. Still heaps to come. Mark Warren from the SA Motorsport Board tonight. The Supercars have introduced a new final series for the first time, and Adelaide is going to be hosting the grand final in 2025. So we'll get all the latest and how that all works very shortly with Mark Warren. Tony Vidmar with the Socceroos World Cup qualifier tomorrow night in town. Crows Phil Harper ahead of tonight's game at Norwood Oval. And of course, your calls shortly. But right now, it's Where Are They Now? Thanks to Walco. And a Walco pool blanket will keep your water clean, warm and prevent evaporation. Go to walco.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show's Where Are They Now? Past legends, past glories.
Well, they called this bloke Mr. Magic, and I tell you what, if you saw him play, you knew why. What a record. 7-time Sturt Premiership player, 5-time Sturt Best and Fairest, leading goal kicker in 1978. He was the captain from 73 through to 80. He's an SA Football Hall of Famer. He's an Australian Football Hall of Famer. He's the Sturt Team of the Century. It goes on and on. 360 games, 14 for South Australia. I speak none other than the great Paul Bagshaw. Baggy, g'day. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Excellent.
Yeah, well done, Baggy.
Thanks for coming on, mate. I did not mention this. MBE. Did you have to go to London to pick that up?
No. I went to the government house in Adelaide, so that was very close, and yeah, it was a good day. So I was very happy about it, and I can't think of the word, but
yeah, what a terrific honour, though.
Most unexpected, anyway. It was most unexpected.
Gee whiz, mate, that's a great honour for you. And tell us about, you're just a young fellow at McLaren Vale. I think the family into the vineyards. What was life growing up like back then in McLaren Vale? Would have been like the country.
Well, I was actually Blewett Springs.
Blewett Springs. Yes,
yeah,
right.
That's where I still am.
Wow.
But that was real country in those days. I lived in an area where there was a lot of natural scrub, and we were right out of town. So it was really country. But now it's totally changed now.
Yeah, it's God's country too, Baggy. We had a cool topic, a legendary sporting quote. I want to know if this one's true. Your dad played 112 games for Sturt. He served in World War II.
Premiership player.
He was too. A man of few words, apparently. At a function at Unley, he said, "I did my best work for Sturt in the bedroom, having you as a son." Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, my mother told me that when I was about 17 or 18.
Wow.
And I was absolutely flabbergasted. I didn't think she'd come up with something like that, such a young fellow. But anyway, that's what happened. I was pretty proud of that. I thought that was pretty good.
Perfect genes, Baggy. Who'd you get them on? What side of the family?
Both sides. My father and grandfather were good footballers and sportsmen. And my grandfather on my mother's side played cricket for South Australia. Well, I don't think he quite made South Australia, but his brother played cricket for South Australia and international stuff, and made a number of hundreds and so forth. So there was my mother's side was all cricket, and they sort of got cricket going in South Australia. My grandfather's uncle was the first curator at Adelaide Oval.
Wow.
Get out.
Something.
That is a stat, Baggy. Now, you moved from the country to your grandparents. That wasn't far from Unley Oval. Can you remember your first game in '64?
Yeah, I can. I went to school at Erbray, and I boarded with my grandparents up Cambridge Terrace, so I was pretty close to the Unley Oval.
How close is that?
So I played 3 years of underage football for Sturt, 2 years at under 17, one at under 19, and so I thought it was just a progression. And then when I was 17, I was lucky enough to be selected in the A-grade side, and we played Glenelg at Unley Oval, and we had a good win. And the previous year, Len Fitzgerald was my coach at Unley, although I trained with the league side at 16, but then I played on Saturday for the under-19s, and Len Fitzgerald was the coach. So my first game at Unley Oval, Len Fitzgerald had got the job at Glenelg that year, so he was the opposition coach for the next game.
Unreal. That's unbelievable. God, what a champion he was too.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Your career, it's quite staggering. 1964 to 80, it's 17 seasons. The thing that I think's most staggering is I think the game of football took an incredible turn. It took a change, and you lived through that change. You were part of that change with Jack Odie, of course. Now, I reckon one of the great stats I always quote about, and because I don't like it when the Vics try and claim it that, I think it was 71 or 72, Carlton in the second half just used the handball to beat Richmond and all the rest of it. And I'm going, well, they were about 10 years too late. Jack Odie was doing it a decade beforehand. But the great stat was the 1966 grand final, Port v Sturt. And Port had that great run from 54 right through to 65. And in 66, you guys got hold of them and had a good win. But the stat that I reckon this is where football changed. Port Adelaide had 11 handballs for the day. Sturt had 55. The game changed that day for me, Paul.
Yeah, it changed. It gradually got more and more and more. Now there's far too many. But it did change. It was used as an attacking part of the game instead of just getting out of trouble part. And it was pretty unbeatable in those days if you weren't going to use it as an attacking part of the game.
Can you remember when Jack introduced it? Yeah, like what he do at training?
I think he introduced it from when he first came along, or he tried to, but it took a while for him to get to a fair everybody on the same page. And I can remember we were training, and he was getting us to hand. This was early in the piece, getting us to handball in the loopy things, so we'd get the feel of it. And but couldn't do that in a match, of course. But so it was something different, and it worked. And now everybody does it, and they've got to do it these days because it's like 36 players within 20 metres of each other, so you've got to handball it.
Yeah, I think back then, Jack, and you can correct me, it was you handball to create, you don't handball to get out of trouble, and God did Sturt handball to create. Here's another stat, Baggy. Under Jack Odie's era at Sturt, there wasn't one McGarry medalist. It was team first, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. There was John Halbert had won one in 1961, I think.
That's correct.
And have been runner-up a number of times. And he was a champion when I first started. But from then on, all the time Jack was there, we never had one. But we all generally won the total number of votes for the teams. We generally had the most McGarry medal votes.
Yeah, it was shared.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was all shared around. And Jack didn't like the star system. Yeah. You had one star. He didn't like that. He wanted everybody to be a part of it.
Well, you had a star in you. You were Mr. Magic. You had the Jumbo Prince. You all had stars, but you were team players, Baggy.
Star on every line.
I can remember my first year I had a really good game and ran around, as I said a number of times, like an unregistered dog. Got a heap of kick. And he brought me aside on Tuesday night and said, I don't want you doing that. This is a team game. Got to be part of the team. So that was that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the magic of Jack, from what I can gather, and we've interviewed everyone for your era, Baggy. Now we've got you, and we thank you for your time. We've done Jumbo, we've done Flash, you, Magic. Everyone we spoke to, they all thought they were his favourite. He had an art of making everyone his favourite.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the best part about Jack was that he treated everybody as individuals. Didn't raise his voice. I think he raised it on the bench, but for half-time talks and pre-match talks, it was all quiet, calm, and sensible. And we all ran out, not all fired up and being stupid. So that's how he handled everything, and everything he said basically was sensible. And you think, oh yeah, I can relate to that. I know what he's talking about, and that's how he got everybody on side. But I mean, Rick Davies could have won a Magarey medal. There was a number of them that could have won Magarey medals, but we won premierships instead.
Yeah, which I think everybody's happy with. Yeah, exactly. What about those premierships? Was there any favourite one, or is there any one that you thought, oh, we're in trouble here, but got out of it?
Well, the first one we'd won in 1966, that was 1966. Yeah, that was really good for the players who had been around the club for a number of years and hadn't had much success. I was only 19 at that stage, just turned 19, and so it didn't mean as much to me as John Halbert and Rick Schoff and those guys. But for my personal favourite was 1976 when we beat Port Adelaide after a pretty rugged final series because we'd lost the first game.
That's right.
The qualifying final. And then we played Norwood next week, I think, and we scrambled through that. We lost players with injury. Then we played Glenelg the next week. We scrambled through that and lost more players, and we ended up having about 18 players that were, what we'd call A-grade standard.
Wow.
So we ended up having 2 on the bench on the grand final day that probably weren't quite ready yet for A-grade footy.
Wow.
But luckily we didn't have to use them at that stage. But Rick Davies had a blinder, and everybody everybody played well. We were finals toughened through all the rest of them, and that was a fantastic day from my point of view, being captain and so forth. But 78 when we got done by Norwood.
That was my favourite, Baggy. That's my favourite.
Yeah, by a point when we should have won by at least 10 goals.
Yes.
Our kicking was absolutely atrocious. 26 points we kicked.
Unbelievable.
So anyway, that's the ups and the downs of footy, and that's what is good about life. You have your ups and downs, and you've got to wear it.
Well, in 78, you're leading goal kicker. You've obviously moved into a forward line position. When did that come about, and who suggested it?
Jack suggested it, and he thought I'm getting too slow. So.
You gracefully just glided across the oval anyway, Baggy.
Yeah, it was all up. They were getting, I think, he needed me off the ball and give somebody else a bit of a run around. So I went to full forward, never played there before in my life, but I was on my way to 100, and then I got a bad injury, and I missed 3 or 4 games, and I never really got back into it again for the rest of the year. But
goodness, man.
Anyway, that's how it goes.
Your longevity is incredible. Timmy said 14 for the state, 360 for Sturt. How did you stay so sound and so fit for so long?
I think hard work, because I was on the vineyard, and I did a lot of hard manual work, and I think you become a tough fitness rather than just a pseudo fitness, like they are today. They do weights and this and that and all, but it's not a tough fitness like you've got to go all day, and because I used to fork grapes. Go down and fork off about 5 ton in the 15 minutes.
Hang on, Baggy.
That's a fork.
5 ton in 15 minutes. Now, you're a very humble man. Have you got that math right?
Yeah.
5 ton in 15 minutes.
Well, don't
you've been like a bloody threshing machine.
Yeah, you've got to go because everybody else is waiting to get their grapes off.
Yeah.
So you had
Jeez.
Yeah, and I do that 3 times a day, and then lift them all on, lift them all off. So it was, but that's not all the year, of course. But that was when the harvest was on. It was hard yakka.
Good one.
And then you'd have to go down and training and go through that as well. So
they don't breed them like that anymore, Timmy.
No, that's unreal.
They're getting massages and all sorts, ray lamps and.
Hey, Baggy, I had the pleasure of running into the great Malcolm Blight today, and I said, look, I'm getting to interview Paul Bagshaw, and he said, I love Baggy. I used to play golf with him, apparently, up in Cairns, and he said, great fella, and all the rest. So I said, what a player, and he said, in classic Malcolm Blight form, he says, Timmy, ask him this one. He said, does he remember 1969, Woodville down the bottom, stirred up the top, and we beat him? And he said, and he reckons he might have done a couple of magical things in the last quarter.
That's Blighty.
Yeah, I don't think we're mentally prepared for that one. I reckon that was fighting Harada. He was fighting that day, and we're more interested in him than playing footy. So, once there was, I don't know. Can't remember, it was 1967, I reckon. We had gone through undefeated with 3 games to play. We'd got the top position sewn up, and we lost the last 3 games.
Oh, wow. That's just mental, isn't it? Yeah.
Mental, yeah, absolutely. Then we started the finals, and we went bang, bang, and won the grand final. So, so mental's got a lot to do with how you play your footy.
Well, I've got to know you a little bit after your career, Baggy, because we've got a joint good mate in Dizzy Raymond, who's a premiership teammate of yours, and he's got me out to a couple of concerts. We've sort of like played in a duet because I'm a trumpeter, but you're an accomplished saxophonist. I bet you people didn't know that. Concert quality, Baggy.
MBE for it.
Yeah, I've given it a bit of a thrashing over the last 20 years and got to a reasonable standard, but not nowhere near the quality of those guys that play in Dizzy's band. They are so good.
Aren't they?
I played one time with James Morrison.
Wow.
Yeah.
Out of 100, I reckon he's 120.
He's the best. He's the best. I was there that night, Bag. He is the best I've ever heard.
Yeah, and I reckon I'm about a 10.
See, the humble man.
You're a humble man.
The humble man.
Humble man with a record that just keeps going on and on and on. I'll tell you now, Baggy, thank you very much for your time, mate. Could talk to you for hours. I really appreciate it, mate. You're one of the best ever.
Okay, good. Thanks for having me on.
Absolute pleasure to have a legend like you, mate. Paul
was one of the
Bagshaw.
best ever.
I'm telling you.
Full stop, close the book.
Never seen a bloke read the play like it.
I know.
Unreal he was. Oh, all thanks to Walco. The boys came over, actually, took my winter blanket off.
Oh, you're up to that stage.
Well, I got abused quite a bit, but I think that's the only reason I bring them back. So they're good entertainment. Get your pool right now. It's a locally made Walco pool blanket. It'll keep your water clean, warm, stop evaporation. Walco.com.au.
Let's check your roads.
Yeah, Tiger's got a crash in Elizabeth. That's on Judd Road near Fairfield Road. Watch out for some oil on the road on Port Road near Grand Junction Road in Alberton, and some burst water mains in Kilburn, Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue, and in Paradise on Gorge Road near Moseley Road. KFC's $9.95 packed lunch features a double tender burger, chips, potato and gravy, plus a drink. Get more bang for your bucket every day of the week. Not available on delivery. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Get a coach's perspective each week on the 5AA Sports Show when Rowey and Timmy G chat with Scott Camporeale for Coach's Corner. Thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses for 35 years. See the difference.
Wishing your burger would go further? Meal deals not feeling like the real deal?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing.
Yeah?
Is your salad more like a sad lad?
Oh.
Damn. Cover for me, Andy.
Get a long lunch at Subway and fill your foot-long hunger. Click and collect on the Subway app.
Hang on, I'm back in.
Okay.
Could your lunch be Subway better?
Not bad.
What about this? Is your hunger bigger than a...
We're out of time. Sorry, ad's over.
Great. I didn't have one anyway.
It's all the little things that make a Murray River Outback Heritage Cruise unforgettable. It's the wonder of wildlife. It's the charm of rural Australia. It's the celebration of the senses. And good old-fashioned hospitality. For a big adventure full of the little things, book your 4-night Murray River Outback Heritage Cruise today at murrayprincess.com.au.
If you've seen Aldi's low prices, you may have thought they're having a sale, but they're not. And here's how you can tell. If there was a sale, I'd be talking like this and saying, "Hurry!" on a megaphone while a time bomb ticks and dollar signs flash before your eyes and your ears ring with a cha-ching! But there is no sale. Just low prices every day at Aldi. So you can sit back, relax and enjoy the soothing everyday sound of an Aldi checkout. Aldi. Good different.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Give dinner a spin at Roulette's Tavern. Every Wednesday night, choose any pasta for only $19. Roulette's Tavern, next to Pal's, Kings Road, Parafield. Everyone can enjoy the Port Elliot Show. 2 days of family fun, October 12 and 13. Live entertainment, sideshows, trade and market stalls, animals, exhibits and horse events on Sunday.
If you need air conditioning and solar, you don't want bad advice, a rip-off price or a company that's here today and gone tomorrow. So it makes perfect sense to call Mannix, the trusted name for air and solar in SA for almost 60 years. At Mannix, we can design and install an air and solar system to suit your specific needs, saving you up to $1,200 in the process. Why wait? Save energy and money with a Mannix package now. For a free quote, call 1300 Mannix or go online anytime.
Hi, it's Wayne from Wayne Fellas Kia. If you're in the market for a new car, you can't go past Kia at SA's most awarded Kia dealership, Wayne Fellas Kia. We've got a huge range on display now with electric vehicles including the high-performance EV6 and the new EV9, a simply amazing large SUV. If you already own a Kia, book it in for a service at our new state-of-the-art service centre at Lonsdale. Mention this ad and you'll get a free car wash with your service. At SA's most awarded Kia dealership, Wayne Fellas Kia, Main South Road, Ranella.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
28 after 5. Socceroos legend Tony Vidmar is going to join us very soon as we build up to tomorrow night's game at Adelaide Oval. If you'd like to get to Friday night's game at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, this is the Adelaide 36ers in their home game against the Sydney Kings. We have a double pass to give away. I'd love you to go. 8223 0055. Be part of the action. All in for NBL 25. Get your tickets now at Ticketek. Interestingly, earlier today on Adelaide Radio, we heard from Jared Lyons from the Brisbane Lions, who's hung up the boots.
I think we'll be coming back to Adelaide, which would be nice. Spend a bit of time with my wife's family, and possible return to Glenelg to play with my brother might be on the cards.
Oh, God, they just get stronger.
Yeah, I was going to say, the last thing
Back to
the
back
opposition
premiers.
need.
2 Lions running around. He was prolific, wasn't he? Hello, James from Torrensville.
Hi, fellas. I've got both a quote for you and a riddle, and they're both pretty old, so you might have heard them already. But they're still good ones.
Yeah. Go for it.
Some people look at the world and ask why. Other people look at the world as it could be and ask why not.
Love it.
Nice.
Hope they're hearing that in the Middle East.
Yeah, well played. Love it.
What's the other one?
Yeah.
So this is something you might know the answer to, as I say, but I'm interested to know if you've heard it. It's a riddle. What do poor people have, rich people need, religions worship, and if you eat, you die?
Love?
No, you can't eat love.
Need a hint?
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, give us a hint.
You have it in your hands right now.
Hope.
Nothing.
Air.
Nothing.
Ah, of course.
Nothing.
There you go.
Actually, that's a bit.
deep.
I reckon that's not right. What was the last one? You can eat. You can't eat nothing.
Well, if you've got nothing to eat, you
Nothing
die.
Yeah, no, think
It's in
about
your
it.
hands,
Go back
yeah.
Go through again.
Yeah.
Do it again,
people-
James. Like you've lost me. Do it slowly
No,
because I'm not
no.
a Rhodes Scholar. Go.
What do poor people have,
Nothing.
rich people need,
Nothing.
and religions worship?
And
And if you eat, you die.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good. Nah, I've got it now.
All right. Well played.
I like it.
Like
keep
it,
them,
James.
keep them coming in. Thank you,
Like the
James.
wine,
If you
the
had
why
another
not?
$50 powers for it. It's sporting quotes.
Correct.
On the back of
Riley McGree.
Riley McGree.
Said
Yeah.
pressure is privilege.
Privilege. Yeah, that's it. Here's one here. Brocky had bite off more than you can chew, then just chew like hell. My dad's was if you bite off too much, just chew a bit harder. I do try to live to
there's a
that
bit
one
in
as well.
that.
That's a good one, isn't it? Here's one from Tony Shaw from Collingwood Times.
Yes.
You can't put brains in monuments.
Okay.
Not
quite.
What's you on about?
Yeah, statues. Yeah.
Here's
Yeah,
one.
things
The
like
winners
that.
can
You can't put
laugh
brains in all these
and the losers
morons,
can plead
basically.
themselves. I've heard that one a lot.
I like Justin
Winners
Langer.
are grinners and losers can please themselves.
Yeah, that is a good one. Justin Langer's one I've sort of lived by. The pain of discipline is nothing like the pain of disappointment.
Yeah.
And those
So
sort of things.
do the hard
A lot
work,
of people.
basically.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you live by that
Nice.
one?
I'd
I'd like to see that a bit more.
There it is. That's a good one. Zinger, zing. Let's get the headlines.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Police are hunting a gang involved in a violent machete attack at Gulfview Heights. There was also a home invasion at Parafield Gardens. A third free Qantas flight to bring Australians home from Lebanon has been scheduled by the government. 13 US states have filed lawsuits against TikTok, accusing the platform of using intentionally addictive software to keep children online. And in sport, no deals have been completed on day 3 of the AFL trade period. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Afternoon in Elizabeth, there's a crash on Judd Road near Fairfield Road. Watch out for that one. Some oil on the road in Port Adelaide, Port Road near Grand Junction Road, and some burst water mains, Kilburn on Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue, and in Paradise on Gorge Road near Moseley Road. Beaumont Tiles' new best price guarantee, or we'll beat it by 5% for tilers, is huge. Drop in and grab a free hat and T-shirt when you join their trade club too. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, clear tonight 13, sunny tomorrow 21. Right now it's 25. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
We've got a text here that I think in a very crisp way sums up the whole vibe of Albo at the moment. And it just says Albo sounds so defeated. He sort of does, doesn't he? Just bobbing around like a cork in the ocean.
Feels like they desperately need a win on something.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
It just sort of sounds like there's this across-the-board failure to deliver, failure to lead that's affecting him.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Bang, 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 bang. Feed the family tonight with KFC's $24.95 boneless dinner. Share tenders, nuggets, popcorn chicken, plus chips and gravy. Get more bang for your bucket every day at KFC. Not available on delivery. Bang, 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 bang.
Hi, I'm Tim Angove from Supercraft Bedding. We're a small batch manufacturer of high quality mattresses, direct to public sales, but also commercial sales for government departments and defence use. We're more of a specialist manufacturer of mattresses. We decided to advertise on FIVEAA because they've got a very empowered and engaged audience, and we very much wanted to connect to that as our target market. The results were great and pretty much immediate. We realised people mentioning our ads, which was fun. It was a really funny ad that we had on at the time, and people loved to hear it and loved to have a chat and a joke about it when they came into the store.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
An Australian study will be launched to test a new Novavax vaccine to join the ongoing battle against COVID and flu. The Adelaide investigation, led by Fusion Clinical Research, will involve people aged 65 and older, and Fusion is seeking volunteers to take part. The participants will need to be already vaccinated against COVID. You will be paid for your time. Interested? Go to fusiontrials.com.au or call 7077 6996.
The Phil Hoffman Travel Expo is back, Sunday, October 20. It's the biggest and best travel event in Adelaide, hosted by Adelaide, with over 60 worldwide tour operators, cruise lines, airlines and travel experts. Experience the PHT difference with inspiring travel talks, early bird discounts, one-day-only deals, booking bonuses including a glass of French champagne and incredible holiday prizes. The PHT Travel Expo, Sunday, October 20, Adelaide Convention Centre. Entry is free. Register at pht.com.au.
I'll have an Edwardstown Mazda with a lot, thanks.
Absolutely. Drive on through.
Buy any new Mazda from Edwardstown Mazda and they'll turn it into a Mazda with the lot. Get 2 years free servicing, $500 of free accessories, a $500 car care voucher and 5 years roadside assistance on top of already reduced drive-away prices. Get your Mazda with the lot only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
It's gotta be.
T's and C's apply.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 24 minutes to 6. Crows in action tonight at Nord. Will be live on 5AA from 7 o'clock against the D's. Phil Harper to join us very shortly. Their head of football. Mark Warren's going to tell us a bit about how the Supercars are introducing next year a grand final race here in Adelaide. Looking forward to that. But right now it's time to get all G'd up for the Socceroos. Thanks to Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life is better with your pals.
Yeah, well, the Socceroos take on China tomorrow night here at Adelaide Oval, 7:30 kick-off. 7 years since the last Socceroos game here in Adelaide, and we've got one of the Socceroos legends on the line, capped 76 times at senior level, and is the current Olyroos coach, Tony Vidmar. G'day, Biddy.
How you going, guys?
Excellent, my friend, excellent. Hey, pretty exciting. Being back at Adelaide Oval, selling out, it's a really good sign for the World Game.
It is. Look, it's the popularity of the game is getting bigger and bigger each year, and the amount of children that are playing it keeps growing. So when you have two national teams, in particular Socceroos and Matildas, playing back in Australia, everybody wants to be there to watch it, and you're always going to get full houses.
So we've got a new coach and Tony Popovic. So on a scale of, say, 0 park the bus defensively, or 5 all-out attack, what's he like, you reckon, coach-wise?
Well, over the years at A-League clubs that he has coached, he has done a bit of both.
Okay.
But in his press conference, he did say that he wants to play attacking football and really play a fast-paced game and really take it to the opposition. So that's probably what we should see.
Has he had enough time to impart his style, his system, his formation in 2 weeks from what Arnie did? And how much different do you think he's going to be from Arnie?
Yeah, look, always with national teams, it's never easy. I know the last window, I think Arnie in the first day on the Monday where the window becomes available, I think he had 2 players, and then the second day he had 9 players. So that's 2 days leading into a game, and Tony Popovic will have the same thing. He probably had a few more players on the Monday, so he would have had Monday, Tuesday and today to work on things. You can't really do too much. A lot of the players have flown in from overseas So it's a balancing act on how much he can do and what expectation the players are. But I'm pretty sure he would have laid down the law of what he's expecting. And when a new coach comes in, results do change as well.
We're fifth in the World Cup qualifiers in our little group. It is desperado time at the moment. The timing's not ideal with Arnie. Did he leave a sinking ship, Viddy?
No, I don't think so. I think he had, after the World Cup, it was such a exciting and a wonderful World Cup for the players, and he felt that he could build on that. I think he was disappointed in how we got knocked out in the Asian Cup in the round of 16 against South Korea, where we were probably 5 minutes away from progressing to the quarterfinals and then a real good chance to progress. So I think it probably comes to a time where he probably thinks that, can he get any more out of him? And he probably thinks that he probably couldn't.
Fair enough. Hey, as Ollie Roos manager, how much do you converse with the coach of the Socceroos?
With Arnie was a fair bit. We always spoke about, especially when we were heading into windows where we're both active at the same time, on which players he was looking to take, which players that he wasn't going to consider that I may actually eligible to take. So we were constantly talking about the players coming through and who we felt and who I felt was probably the next up and coming players to be given a chance into the Socceroos. At the moment, Tony's probably had a few days or a few weeks to find his feet. So at the moment, we don't really have any activity as in games until early next year.
Hey Tony, the squad itself, I had a look at the experience in it, and there was, I think, 10 that had played over 20 games for Australia. So I didn't see it as a really experienced lineup, and there's a lot of, I would say, next generation Socceroos coming through. Is that the way you read it?
Yeah, definitely. I think you always, in that cycle of the 4 years in between that, from World Cup to World Cup, there's always going to be a turnover of players, and whether that is in the first 2 years, there's always a number, and then there's always towards the last part of the qualification period. So there will be, and that's what Tony's done. He's brought in a few new players who've hardly played and new experience. So you've got to keep regenerating the group, and I think that's probably what he's looking to do, because he has left out a few of the senior players, but he's probably got that confidence in those new players. A few of them he's worked with before, so he understands them, and he thinks that they're good enough.
We know Aaron Kudner and those names. Isn't it great to see so many South Aussies in that squad? But give us some names for us to watch that we might have not have heard of yet, Viddy.
Well, Tony pretty much will keep the squad tight to his chest, so we don't know what he will start with tomorrow. Potentially Jason Geary starts as a right back. He's done well for Melbourne Victory. Riley McGree's back in the squad, so he's been out injured, so that's a positive. He's brought in a boy who was at Victory, but also with me with the under-23s, Nishan Volleyball, a winger who likes to take players on and create chances and score goals. So they're definitely the ones that, and Daniel Lazani, who's been away from it for a little bit, and he can do something good as well.
I like him. Viddy, before we let you go, our topic of the day was sporting quotes. You've had a lot of people that inspire
Great
you, or
managers,
coaches and managers. Give us a sporting quote that you live by.
Oh my God, you've put me on the spot.
Well, mine was raw talent wasn't enough.
Yeah, Viddy, I got one from an old coach of yours. Do you remember when John Carl come to speak to you guys at Adelaide City, and we got the great Zoran Matic come and speak to us?
How good!
Yep.
And the one all the boys remembered was, "Fish stinks from the head."
The fish stinks from the head. Well,
fish stinks from the head.
He always said that whenever you say you've done a great action, and then you fluffed it. You fluffed the shot or you fluffed the cross, and he goes, you've milked 20 litres of milk from the cow, and then you've kicked the bucket.
That'll do it, Viddy. That'll do it. That's a $50 Powers voucher right there. Have a good one, Vinny. Always lovely to speak to you, mate. Get the Socceroos up tomorrow. We got to beat China. Sold out. Adelaide Oval. Be unbelievable. And then we've got Japan on Tuesday.
Hopefully catch you at the Reds this year, mate.
Yes, definitely, you will.
Good man.
Cheers, guys.
Look forward to
Thanks,
it.
mate.
Tony Vidmar, Socceroos legend, the coach of the Ollaroos, currently giving us an insight there. But what a quote. That
was a ripper. When you're after that special drop, trust your pals. They'll have it. Parafoot Airport Liquor. It is the home of all the hardest-to-find wines, beers and spirits. Yep, life's better with your pals.
So a new Supercars Championship format coming in 2025. There'll be more races, and there will be, for the very first time, a final series, and we here in Adelaide will get to host, with the last race, the Adelaide Grand Final. How does it all work? We'll find out after the break. Here's your roads.
Yeah, watch out for a crash on the way home this afternoon in Elizabeth. That's on Judd Road near Fairfield Road. There's oil on the road on Port Road near Grand Junction Road in Port Adelaide, and a couple of burst water mains in Kilburn, Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue, and in Paradise on Gorge Road near Moseley Road. If you love cooking, Meals on Wheels could do with you. Become a volunteer today and help them keep the wheels turning. Visit mealsonwheelsa.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Fill the fam with a Subway family feed for dinner. Serve up 2 mouth-watering foot-long subs, 2 delicious 6-inch subs, 4 ice-cold drinks and 4 gooey cookies. Order now with Subway. T's and C's apply.
Imagine a backyard filled with lush green turf. At one end, a set of cricket stumps. Right now, it's just a backyard. But to your kids and their friends, it's an oval, a stadium, and they can be heroes. Kids love a great patch of grass, and you can appreciate yours every day when you lay lawn in your garden from the Turf Farm. The Turf Farm plant it, nurture it, harvest it, deliver it, and importantly, they guarantee it. Trust the Turf Farm. Go to theturffarm.com.au.
Yeah, the swear jar is back at By Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, and, well, it never really went anywhere. It's probably bigger than ever. Now, despite what you think a swear jar is, By Urban swear jar is completely different. It's full of pledges and promises.
And they live by them.
Yes.
Their standards are so high. For example, here's one that's been sent straight in by Urban Swear Jar. It's from Marty the Tiler. Millimetre perfect Marty.
Yeah.
Marty the Millimetre. Everything, his craftsmanship is millimetre perfect. It is impeccable. And I don't care what you do with the bathroom and kitchen. If the tiling's not good, your eyes are drawn to it.
Correct.
Here you go, oh my God.
Yeah. It's like when you're eating and you leave a piece of food in your beard or something.
Did-
you got something there.
Did Marty Moose, the Millimetre Perfect Man, do this? Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah, correct. You know the difference. And here's one you're not going to believe. A plumber, Rick, champion. He says, I'll always clean up after myself. Guaranteed. Can you believe that from a plumber?
Well, you'd hope so,
Almost
wouldn't you?
impossible, but By Urban can do it.
For the team that swears to deliver on quality, service, price, everything single time. They're simply the best. Coxie's team.
Yeah.
Does he run a team?
Number one.
He'd be a great captain. Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens. Check him out. Adelaide Home Renovation Experts.
Mannix is now your one-stop air conditioning and solar shop in Adelaide. We design, we install and we guarantee your air conditioning and solar system. Plus now we have a huge range of cash and carry items like window units, splits, ducted patio heaters and coolers, portables, spare parts, pads, pumps and filters. All at Adelaide's best prices. Public and the trade are welcome to our showroom and warehouse sales outlets at Salisbury, Plympton, Holden Hill and now at Findon. For a free quote, call in, phone 1300 Mannix or go online anytime.
At Complete Care, we're more than just a care provider, we're a family. As we celebrate our 10th year, our mission remains the same, to empower our specialised team of carers and client service managers to help our seniors live independently. We provide personalised services including cleaning and home maintenance to social support and transportation. We look after you like family, offering a warm, caring touch that sets us apart. At Complete Care, we're the company with heart. Complete Care with a K.
From the creators of the 2021 and 2022 Drive Car of the Year comes the next big thing. The all-electric 7-seat Kia EV9. The 2024 Drive and now World Car of the Year. Visit your nearest Kia showroom or find out more at kia.com.au.
Kia. Movement that inspires. Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
11 minutes to 6. If you want to get along up to the Bend, the Dragway at the Bend, October 18 to 20, it's the Top Fuel Drag Racing. It is back. You can get tickets at thebend.com.au, or you can win a double pass here. General admission, 2 tickets, 8223 0055. We'd love you to head along to the Spring Nationals in a couple of weeks.
Well, next year the Supercars Championship's got a seismic change. It's ending in a grand final, and that grand final will be known as the FIVEAA 500 Grand Final. I cannot wait. This will be great. Joining us is SA Motorsport Board CEO Mark Warren. How good is this? Just explain that to the listeners, Mark.
Well, it is sensational, and it is a major shake-up, as you said, for the Supercars Championship. But most importantly, we're coming into a final series at the end of the championship, and we'll host the grand final for the Supercars Championship right here in Adelaide. So, unlike previous seasons, this time around for next year, we're going to be having like a home and away type season, which is what they're calling their sprint season, the first round. Then they're going to have an endurance season where they're going to be going up to none other than the Bend Motorsport Park, which would be fantastic to have an endurance round there, and then Bathurst. And then we go into finals rounds, which is there's 3 rounds, and we're the grand final of those finals.
Yeah, so it's Gold Coast, Sandown, then Adelaide?
Yeah, that is incredible. How long have we got that locked away for?
Well, we originally did a 5-year deal with Supercars, but with this news, of course, we're keen to see where that takes us next. We certainly have some options for extending that, and I think for Adelaide to lock in a grand final for years to come, it's no different to locking in the gather round and all these other great events that we've now got in South Australia, and I think this is one we need to grab with both hands and make sure we do lock it away.
Okay, so there's the top 10, the winner of the Sprint Cup and the Enduro Cup, and you'd imagine that they would be in the top 10. Then the Gold Coast, it drops to Sandown to the 7, then 4, but all the other cars will still race in that grand final, won't they, Mark?
Correct, and so it's very similar to, if you like, the top 8 in AFL, where effectively when you get to the end of the regular season, there's a top 10 in this case. Just as you described, it's a knockout competition for the final 3 rounds, but it's guaranteed there'll be 4 drivers vying for the championship at the grand final. But also, as to the side to that, you've also got the teams championship. So you've got all the other drivers on the track, all having a crack, all wanting to win the race, but also there's going to be some interesting team plays between teammates if they're also vying for the championship, but also to support each other in the race. So I think that there's going to be lots of stories coming out of it.
Where did the inspiration or motivation come from to do it this way?
There's been for probably years now talk about how supercars can change up the championship and do something a bit different. There's been talk off and on about finals because it's done in other motorsports, or more specifically, you look at NASCAR and the playoff season that they have there. But I think what we've been giving the feedback to Supercars on is we want to make sure that the final round is the decider of the championship. And that's why we push to be the final round, to be the decider. Oh. So to actually have a final series, I think, makes the most sense. And why wouldn't you want to host the grand final? I mean, it's certainly been the biggest change in the championship since it was first formed. And I think it's time for a bit of a shake-up, and I think it's for the best.
You mentioned the NASCAR. What you've seen from NASCAR, do you actually see that happen? Like you were talking about teammates actually working a bit harder for each other?
A little bit different in NASCAR, the way that the teams work there, and I'll say that their playoffs, the way it works is more complicated because through the season you can win a race and that guarantees you a spot in the playoffs and so on, whereas we've got a much simpler system with supercars where it's very much like an AFL or NRL where you've got your regular season and then you've got your top 10 and then it's literally the knockout competition from each final for the final 3 rounds.
When I drive past Vic Park, I love it this time of year. I see that FIVEAA 500 track starting to take shape. You know, you're getting closer and closer to it, and then it's pretty much Christmas. How are ticket sales, Mark?
Ticket sales are strong.
Brilliant.
It varies because last year we had a really big Sunday concert. This year we've got 2 really big concerts on the Saturday and Sunday. And what we're really pleased with is that people seem to want to be coming for the whole 4 days. And
Brilliant.
We've got Speedway on the Thursday and Friday, and that's been met with incredible popularity. So I think there's going to be something on all 4 days that people want to come along for.
And tickets on, is it Ticketek?
It's Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster, done.
Yep.
Done.
So get along and have a look on our website and see what's going on, because there's some pretty full programs of what you can get into.
Fantastic, Mark. Thanks for your time.
No worries. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Roy.
SA Motorsport Board CEO, and it is fantastic next year. The Sprint Cup, 8 rounds, the Enduro, which is the 2 with Bathurst, and then a grand final from the Gold Coast, the Sandown, the Adelaide Valo 500 grand final.
We've already got the dates, 27th to 30th of November 2025. So that's when it's happening. On the Friday, you get a practice, but then you get this 100K race, 31 laps.
Stop it.
So off you go. And then, of course, Saturday and Sunday, the 250Ks.
Massive shake-up. Make sure you get to the Valo 500 this year. Hello, Jack at Nan.
Legends, how we going?
Good,
Jackie
Jack.
boy.
What do you get a quote for us, mate?
I got a couple of quotes. Actually, Tim Geneva quoted the mighty Johnny McGann from Port Augusta with his famous line, all the rest of it. And also the professor with too much analysis causes paralysis.
Yes. I think
North Adelaide.
Yeah, I do remember Jack, Baker Finch, Ian Baker Finch.
Yeah.
He ended up saying he got paralysis by analysis because of, remember he had the yips putting and he just couldn't get out of it. And he said everybody was trying to help him and there was too much going on. He just couldn't get it together. He ended up retiring from the game.
He did. Raft of sporting quotes just on the back of the Socceroos, Riley McGree. Pressure is a privilege. Just a couple more before we go to the break. There's a funny one here. Phil at Henley. Just before the 89 grand final, Mick Noonan had one quote. He said, "We have one goal in mind." And that's what happened, wasn't it?
For North Adelaide supporters, I won't continue on that because that's been a nightmare for them. It's like our 76 and everybody's got one.
There's a couple of others here. There's a couple of Ken ones. Finals are scary. He didn't say that.
I don't remember.
Did he? There's another one here from John. The reality is. That's from Johnny Boy.
Remember we had a whole session on this, our crutch words?
Yeah.
Or our crutch sentences.
Reality
Give
is.
us just time to think what we're going to say next.
Well, the reality is, after the break, we got Phil Harper, because at 7 o'clock, the Adelaide Crows will take on, I think it's St Kilda, isn't it?
Correct.
No, Melbourne.
Demons,
7 o'clock.
At Nord Oval.
Yeah, so after the break, we'll talk about all that and your call, sporting quotes, 822 300 00.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
The deadline to win one of 5 luxury cars is midnight Sunday in the St John Christmas Home Lottery. There's BMWs, Mercedes and a Lexus. Plus, your ticket will stay in all remaining draws from our $10.9 million prize pool, including our grand prize draw, with 4 breathtaking $5 million grand prize home packages to choose from. Licence number M14618. Get your ticket before midnight Sunday. Support your St John Ambos. Visit stjohnlottery.com.au.
Mount Barker Mazda massive demo and stock clearance sale on now. We simply won't be beaten on price. Get a quote elsewhere, but don't sign anything until you compare our prices. Over 100 cars at never to be repeated prices. But hurry, they won't last long. Visit us, call us or check our website, mountbarkermazda.com.au, but don't miss your opportunity to save thousands on demo and in-stock new Mazdas. Hurry, rush into Mount Barker Mazda before they're all gone. Remember, don't sign elsewhere, check our price first. We simply won't be beaten.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Give dinner a spin at Roulette's Tavern. Every Wednesday night, choose any pasta for only $19. Roulette's Tavern, next to Pal's, Kings Road, Parafield. Everyone can enjoy the Port Elliot Show. 2 days of family fun, October 12 and 13. Live entertainment, sideshows, trade and market stalls, animals, exhibits and horse events on Sunday.
Explore with Tasmanian Vacations and Phil Hoffman Travel. Experience a 6-night city and coastal self-drive package. Discover Hobart's vibrant Salamanca market and stunning beaches with car hire and a National Parks Pass, included from $899 per person twin share. Or upgrade to a 12-night premium self-drive package, including accommodation, car hire, winery lunch and a scenic Gordon River cruise from $3,495 per person twin share. Phil Hoffman Travel, pht.com.au.
When your youngest finishes school and pick up and drop off become a distant memory. When the neighbours no longer have loud music to complain about. When you wake up and fall asleep to the sound of silence because the kids have flown the nest. If only it happened sooner. Semi-retirement, disposable income and infinite time to spend it. You're a super consumer. If you run a business that'd like to reach the consumer we call the trifecta, speak to us here at FIVEAA.
G'day, Robert Irwin here. After a wild year wrangling crocs, I'm itching for a getaway. Lucky for me, I've got the G'day Parks app. With over 300 holiday parks to choose from, the G'day Parks app is the easiest way to find your next adventure. No croc wrangling required. Exploring, fishing, or just soaking up that Aussie sun. Here's good. Visit g'dayparks.com.au or download the app.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Clear tonight 13, sunny tomorrow 21. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. Police are investigating 2 home invasions overnight, one at Parafield Gardens, the other at Gulfview Heights. Knives or machetes were used in both to stab or slash the occupants. Assistant Commissioner Scott Duval says in the first incident on Field Street at Parafield Gardens, a 30-year-old man was attacked by 4 men who also damaged his vehicle.
Police are currently investigating what the motive was, and further inquiries are being conducted with the occupants of the house as part of the ongoing investigation. It is believed that this is a targeted attack, and police don't believe the public are in any imminent risk from these suspects. The residents of the house in Parafield Gardens are known to police.
4 men were also involved in a later home invasion on Nelson Road at Gulfview Heights, where a teenage boy and a 53-year-old woman were stabbed and another man assaulted. The group left the scene in a dark-coloured vehicle. Police also think it was a targeted attack. A former Labor senator has launched her own party after quitting the Albanese government in July. Fatima Payman resigned as a Labor member over its stance on the Middle East conflict and is now sitting as an independent representing Western Australia. Senator Payman is calling her new party Australia's Voice, claiming it'll better represent the interests of many people.
This is more than a party. It is a movement for a fairer, more inclusive Australia. Together, we will hold our leaders accountable and ensure that your voice, Australia's voice, will never be silenced.
Basecamp Cafe at Burnside has closed, but there's no explanation why. It was a favourite pit stop for those doing the Waterfall Gully to Mount Lofty Summit hike. All posts on its Facebook page have been deleted. More than 5 million people are being urged to evacuate Florida ahead of the arrival of one of the most powerful storms to hit the region. Hurricane Milton is a potentially catastrophic Category 5. US President Joe Biden has warned leaving is a matter of life and death. Meteorologist Matthew Capucci says it's a different storm to many others.
Yeah, we have records dating back to 1850, and there's never been, in all our 174 years of observation, never been another hurricane at or above Category 2 strength that has hit Tampa from the west. This is a very unusual track, and for that reason, it's a track that is so primed to produce a really big storm surge.
The Lisa Marie Presley autobiography, finished after her death by her daughter Riley, has been released. From Here to the Great Unknown details how Elvis's daughter struggled to deal with her son's suicide in 2020. She kept his body on ice for 2 months at her home. But Riley says her mum's life wasn't all tragic.
She had experienced a lot of loss very early on in her life, and I think a lot of her life was dictated by that and by grief. It was definitely complicated, but within that there was so much love.
Riley's interview with Oprah will screen tonight on Channel 10. Now turning to 5AA sport, it stumps on day 2 of the SA New South Wales Shield match in Sydney. The visitors 7 for 227 at the end of the day's play. Alex Carey topping the run sheet today with 90. We trail by 139 with 3 wickets remaining. The AFLW has headed east tonight. It's the Crows v Melbourne at Norwood, and the game will be live on 5AA. Well, the Socceroos have trained today ahead of tomorrow night. They play China at Adelaide Oval, chasing their first win in the 3rd round of World Cup qualifying. Socceroos legend Tony Vidmar has told Rowey and Timmy G he's not surprised tickets have been snapped up.
The popularity of the game is getting bigger and bigger each year, and the amount of children that are playing it keeps growing. So when you have 2 national teams, in particular Socceroos and Matildas, playing back in Australia, everybody wants to be there to watch it, and you're always going to get full houses.
That's sport. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
A crash to watch out for in Salisbury Downs on the way home tonight. Kings Road near Miriam Road. A car on fire in Port Noarlunga South on Commercial Road near Grand Boulevard. And also a car on fire in Blakeview, Main North Road near Medlow Road. Watch out for oil on the road on Port Road near Grand Junction Road. And some burst water mains, Churchill Road near Hawkesbury Avenue and Gorge Road near Moseley Road in Paradise. Fantastic Furniture is celebrating 35 years living with Aussies with 10% off their Australian-made range and the chance to win a $1,000 gift card. Hurry and soon. Find your fantastic. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 13 tonight, sunny tomorrow, 21. Friday, mostly sunny, 21. Saturday, sunny, 25. Right now, it's 26 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thanks. I'm Kate Collins. Tonight's headlines. Shocking vision emerges of a drink driver's crash at Elizabeth North while a child was in the car. Police fear a dangerous escalation in youth crime gang violence after a Gulfview Heights home invasion. Plus, an urgent warning about fake medic alert bracelets. And don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 Now as soon as you're home.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It certainly is. Keep your quotes coming in. Great sporting quotes. We've had quite a few come in so far. $50 Powers voucher still up for grabs. But Rowey, you got a special guest?
I reckon Fearless Phil will have a few sporting quotes. He's worked with some of the greats. Crows v Melbourne tonight. It's at Norwood Oval. First mount, 7:15. It is live on 5AA with Sam Tugwell and Jenny Williams. Phil Harper joins us. Fearless Phil, welcome.
Hello, Timmy and Rowey. How are you going?
Good, my man. 5-day turnaround. How's the prep been this week?
Well, it's been pretty low key. I mean, we had a training session on Monday night, but it was at a reasonable rate, but only for about an hour. We're sort of in the middle of a block of 4 games in 14 days, which is a test. But I mean, the way Doc's been selling it to them, which is true, is that throughout the pre-season we were doing 3 game loads bigger than a game load each week. So this is just better fun than doing that. You're actually playing footy 3 times.
Yeah. Are you having to manage any players' game time or even playing time?
Yeah, well, not so much the game time, but we have last week we left a couple, Rochelle Martin and Taylor Levy out, and we bring them in today with fresh legs, and then and that'll continue over the next few games. The good part for our club is that we've got a pretty good squad of about 30 players. Now there's a couple with long-term injuries now, but we've still got 28, so we're going to rotate them around, and
good.
So hopefully not too many play all 4 games in that 14-day period.
I watched the St Kilda game, 26-22 last week at Norwood Oval. Has Ross Lyon's DNA rubbed off on the girls as well? Oh, God.
Well, they are a hard mob to score against St Kilda, and probably Norwood Oval helps them a bit. Like they're the oldest team in the competition, and so they've got some stronger bodies, so that probably helped them. But in the end, I can blame all that. But in the end, we had several opportunities that went begging. So the girls were a bit disappointed. But the way we played was good. We just couldn't finish our work, which was disappointing.
Just back on the 4 and 14 days, do you think that'll be different come next season, or is this just an experiment at the moment, or is it something we'll see in the future, Phil?
Well, I think it's a bit of an experiment, and they've tried to lock in these extra games into school holidays. So, I'd say any mums and dads out there, look, what I'll do is I'll promise if you bring the kids down here to Norwood tonight, they'll sleep in the morning till at least 10 o'clock. So
good call.
Take that to the bank. But look, it's an experiment. Whether they keep doing it, I mean, they're trying to finish the season up before December, but there is talk. It's been mooted that they may bring the season forward, and so instead of starting at the end of August or early September, it might even start in July or something like that. But that's only hearsay at the moment. But we probably should know exactly what's going on with that. We've been told by the AFL we'll know exactly what's going on by the end of October, so that's not far away.
You mentioned about your players. I just noticed that you've got 3 out injured for the 3 that are coming in. Is your injury list okay at the moment? Are they long-term ones? Are they or short?
No, they're short-term. In fact, Hannah Munyard and Tia Charlton, like if it was a final this week, they would play, but they haven't been able to train much during the week, and so we thought, there's no use stacking that. They're not training and stacking another game on top of it. So, and Abby Ballard, who was coming back from a knee reconstruction, sort of got tackled last week and hurt her knee a bit. She was, of course, after you've just done 11 months and you're trying to get your head around playing again, she was panicking that she'd done her knee again, but that wasn't the case. And she had some fluid that went in there, when you first smash into the ground. But she should be right in a week or so as well. So, no, those ones will probably be able to, because we play again on Sunday, which is the 4th game in 14 days. So, certainly 2 or maybe all 3 of those will be able to come back in on Sunday.
Fair enough. Melbourne sit 13th. Is that a true reflection?
Probably not. No, they ran 5th last year, but they ended the minor round, I think, 2nd. They lost both finals and went down to 5th. The only thing that's happened to them this year is they lost a few players to other clubs, and on top of that, they've got a few injuries. So that hasn't helped where they're at. They've got a couple of those injuries back tonight. So hopefully it takes them a little while to gel, because we want to win tonight, so that's the plan.
Yeah.
Well done, Fearless. Get them up, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Rowey. Beautiful night down here at Norwood. Send them all down here, Rowey.
Magnificent night.
No, do it. It's live on 5AA, but get down to the parade. It starts at 7:15, Crows v Melbourne. You heard Phil, gold-clad guarantee. You take your kids, they'll sleep until 10.
Yeah, I know he's keen for a win. I looked at the table. It's pretty crowded at the top. So a game in hand, Adelaide, but if they win, they'll have an opportunity to jump in that top 4.
Yeah, great work. Have your say, 82230000, the sport line number, just like Dave has from Aberfoyle Park. Dave?
G'day, guys. How's it going?
Excellent, my friend.
I'm very impressed with the Penrith Panthers on Sunday night.
Oh,
what a game.
Wow, man.
Did you like the Pink Panthers, David? I thought that was a bit of a nice play on words. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, because I think they wear different jerseys for home and away games, depending on what the grand... Because last year they wore their normal jersey for the grand final, I think, over the Broncos. But tell you what, 14-6, I mean, I had to say, the Penrith Panthers were just on fire during the first few minutes. We were like, fell asleep, and then we just went bang, we just came back before half-time. Second half, boom, we just were on fire. I had to say, I mean, the Penrith Panthers have been great this year.
Hey, they won 4 in a row, one of the great sporting stories, this one.
Yeah.
Dave, there was no one at the grand final. He couldn't fill the joint. What's up?
Hang on, they got 80,000.
We can see
I know, but I was watching it live on television, so...
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I got to say, I felt like it was Panthers right from the beginning. I didn't see... I couldn't see Storm coming back.
Bloody good team, aren't they?
Held them out, didn't they?
Very well coached. 4 in a row. Imagine that. So you've still got a salary cap. You've got draft. You've got all those restrictions. The modern era. That is father-son. Talking about father-sons.
Yeah.
Hello, Kenny at Ingle Farm.
How you going, boys?
All right, buddy.
Still smiling, are we?
Yeah.
Good to see. Good to see. I've got a couple of points there. A quick one on the footy, and I want the Adelaide girls, right? Now, I've been watching them all these games, and for the life of me, the coach, what is that coach doing, mate? I mean, when they get that ball and they're in front by 2 goals, it's very hard to score in these games. Don't just give the ball straight back over to them. And he doesn't say a word to these players. I mean, they just continually... And, you're supposed to use your head when you play football. So you kick the ball back, you make that team run back to get that ball. they nearly give the game. They give away a game against Brisbane. They give that game, right? And then they nearly give it against bloody St Kilda. So get your act together, coach, and get onto them and say, start using the time, right?
What are you
Use the
saying,
time.
Ken,
Let them
that
players run.
That Doc Clark's too negative.
Sorry?
No, he's just saying hold on to the ball, don't give it back straight away, just hold it up a bit.
Oh, you say milk the clock, Ken?
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. Yeah, I've got a car racing one. Right, go to the cars. Brilliant how it's back here. But I'd like to know, too, I was at the traffic lights tonight. They haven't got them in the suburbs, have they? Because, this car's flying past me tonight. I mean, he stopped at the lights, and when they took off, they got this sound. It goes, bang, bang. I feel like...
Oh, see how Kenny's got a little bit excited.
Just let the magic drop, the magic word.
He did drop that word. Do they have... in suburbs, yes, they do.
Yeah.
I wonder how
those cameras, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, is that what he's saying?
Yeah,
I
think so.
thought he said lights.
Yeah.
Kenny, too many frothies, mate. Now, come on, you're better than that.
No, he's pretty good until that moment.
Well, it was darting around left, right and centre. Keep your calls coming in, 8223 0000. We want sporting quotes. We've got a great one there from Ken. Talking about the other Ken, here's one. We had a few from Ken on the Unique Homestyle Food text. You get what you deserve.
Yes, that's one he's had right from the beginning of his coaching career. But there was another one. Mick on the tractor, always a favourite. He said, when people say good luck, I reply, luck is where preparation and opportunity collide. Now, you have prepared and earned the opportunity. Nice.
You like that one?
Oh, I love it.
That's a little bit soppy. It's a bit too
Preparation
long.
and opportunity.
Yeah.
Bang. There's
Bang.
luck. There's luck.
Yeah.
In other words, no such thing as luck. Be
Well,
prepared.
Ken from Ingle Farm got what he deserved, dumped. Back after the break.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Calling all car fans. Need your weekly motoring fix? Join me, Charlie Dixon, Wednesday nights from 6:30 for Driving with Dixon. We talk about all things motoring, cars, car events, racing, anything motoring.
Thanks to Louver House, the leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof.
So join me Wednesday nights for Driving with Dixon. Only on $13.95, Adelaide's 5AA.
Hello, Cherry.
I'm listening.
Now at Southern Cherry, get a $300 fuel voucher and $200 in genuine accessories on all new Cherries. Experience tomorrow, today, at Southern Cherry. Southern Cherry, where luxury lives. T's and C's apply.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles' famous annual outdoor paver promotion is on now. Yes, whether you're a professional landscaper or a DIY renovator, do not miss the National Tiles' famous annual outdoor paver promotion on now. $100 travertine look pavers for under $50. $90 20mm porcelain pavers for under $48. Concrete look outdoor tiles sacrificed for under $20. So rush into National Tiles now and save.
Hey guys, did you know Santa's on his way? And if you want a new camper in the driveway, you need to order today. So head down to your local showroom and check one out for yourself.
Austrac campers. Is the size of your burrito more like burrito? No.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing.
Are your instant noodles gone in an instant?
Hey, I've got one.
Good.
Tiny bits of chicken for lunch? No, get about it.
Ooh.
No, you go.
Okay, get a long lunch at Subway and fill your foot-long hunger. Click and collect on the Subway app.
Hang on, and I've got a few more.
Okay.
Taco about a disappointing meal. Burger? More like blurger.
This ad cannot finish quick enough.
Okay, well, it's done.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Join Breakthrough's Big Bike Ride on Sunday, October 27th to support mental health research. Register now at breakthroughfoundation.org.au.
Discover the magic of the Mediterranean and Adriatic coast with Holland America Line and Phil Hoffman Travel. Enjoy 22 nights cruising from Barcelona to Athens with return flights from Adelaide, airport transfers and pre-cruise accommodation in beautiful Barcelona. Explore iconic destinations including Dubrovnik, Venice, Rome, Santorini, Mykonos, Istanbul and more. Starting from just $8,159 per person. Save up to $2,619 per person. Visit pht.com.au.
I'll have an Edwardstown Mazda with a lot, thanks.
Absolutely. Drive on through.
Buy any new Mazda from Edwardstown Mazda and they'll turn it into a Mazda with the lot. Get 2 years free servicing, $500 of free accessories, a $500 car care voucher and 5 years roadside assistance on top of already reduced drive-away prices. Get your Mazda with the lot only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
It's gotta be.
T's and C's apply.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Yes, thanks very much for tuning in. 82230000. We've been getting fabulous
Fun
quotes
day
everywhere.
today.
I'll tell you one
I
thing,
like fun.
Rowey, I know 5AA have been running this for a few years now, and I do love it. It's about healthcare heroes. And do you know a healthcare hero? Well, 5AA and Always Care want to celebrate the amazing healthcare workers in our community. And we've all experienced them, no doubt about that, in all walks of life. So simply head to 5AA.com.au to nominate someone and they could win $1,000 cash. And they wouldn't even expect it, but it's great that they get rewarded. Always Care Services, the support you need to live happily, independently, no matter what your situation. Always Care. .com.au.
No, that's a ripper. Hey, the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League final series this weekend. It's at the Adelaide 36ers Arena, which is brilliant.
How good.
Rachel Reeve joins us from the Adelaide Storm. Rachel, thanks for your time.
No worries, guys. Thanks for having me.
Great work. You guys are flying. What, top two?
Yep. I think we're sitting at third at the moment, but we were hanging around first for the last couple of weeks.
So this is an important round, isn't it?
Yep, last round. Finals are run this weekend, so semi-finals Saturday and then bronze or hopefully the gold medal match on Sunday. Sorry, semi on Saturday.
It's a big card, Rach. It's a big card. I think 1 o'clock you got the men game 1 and 2:30 the men game 2. Then you've got 4:30 the women game 3, followed by 6 p.m. women's game 4. So out of that, we'll get our finalists for that big day on Sunday.
Yep, absolutely. We're scheduled to kick off around 6 for the girls on Saturday, so super excited.
So who's given you guys, who would you say gives you the most grief that you have to get over?
I think it's usually Victoria, which is who we have up first, which is always good to get kind of out of the way. There's always been a rivalry between Adelaide and Melbourne, of course, but they're a really strong team and also have a lot of friends that go back and forth between the teams, so it's a good friendly rivalry.
And the game itself, it's such a good game to watch. It's one of the games, I reckon, that, you know, when you get to Olympics and everybody starts watching sport again of all different shapes and sizes, and you go, I always sort of get drawn to the volleyball. I love the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a great atmosphere, especially at the 36ers Arena. I mean, they always keep it loud and the crowds are great. It's definitely a fun game, I think, to play and a fun game to watch.
Your sister plays for Storm as well. Now, you're a setter. Tell us what a setter does, Rachel.
Yeah, I'm a setter, and my sister is what we call an outside hitter. So if you think about volleyball with 3 contacts, I'm the second contact, and then she's the third. So my job's kind of to set everyone else up for hopefully success, and then her job is to get the big kills and the big flashy points.
I think Timmy would be the big killer. I'd be the setter. Now, a lot of times when I watch volleyball, I think they've actually caught it and they've literally thrown it up. Can you get stuck?
Oh, it's technique there.
Well, it is a technique, but sometimes it looks like they've actually stopped the ball and just handled it and thrown it up, Rachel.
Yeah, I mean, we try to be as specky as we can. Obviously, there's a lot of different ways to win points. So I think that's one of them, but definitely looking for more of the big hits, I think.
What US college did you go to?
So I played for a school called Tyler Junior College in Texas for 2 years, and then graduated from a school in Orlando called Rollins College. Yeah.
Is Texas
Some
the
years ago
Texas
now.
we know? Did you wear one of those big hats and eat one of those 2 kilo steaks and all that?
I don't think everybody does
Yeah, cowboy boots and steaks. It's all I lived off of.
See, Timmy, I thought you were like a cowgirl.
I
You
tell
have
you.
the big...
Hey, Rach, is it true that we haven't won a title since, 05 or something?
stop
Is
it.
that right?
I believe this year will be 30 years since
Come
the
on.
women's team's won a gold.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on.
Well,
I know.
You must.
So on the 30th anniversary, it would be great to get a gold.
It certainly would be great. I did notice that the president of the Volleyball South Australia is Bakara Palmer, who, of course, had some great years in
2012 London, wasn't
in
she?
Olympic, with beach volleyball as well.
Yeah, because it's great for our sport.
That crosses over a bit, doesn't it? You can play, I suppose you can play both, but I wouldn't want to be diving all over those hard boards.
I know, that's what everyone says, but have you ever tried to run on sand? Like, it's just pretty hard.
Yeah, good point.
Well, no, but you wear knee guards and elbow guards and that, don't you?
Yeah, knee pads, some sleeves on our arms so we can dive all around the place, and then hopefully we've been taught how to land properly so we don't get too many bruises.
We've got a number of texts here, the unique home-style food texts were interactive, Rachel. How fast can you spike the ball?
Me personally, not that fast.
No, your sister,
My sister, in kilometres, I don't know, pretty fast. I think we try to serve at around, 30 kilometres an hour, something like that. Maybe 50 hitting, something like that.
I was going to say 100, but anyway, get down there. So how do we get down there? It's on Saturday. It's at the 36ers Arena. Do you have to book tickets or rock up at the gate?
You can do both. Rock up at the gate and buy tickets, or also purchase them online. And you can buy Saturday or Sunday, or buy them together.
Rachel, enjoy. Have a win. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, guys.
Well
Good
done.
luck, Rachel, with the Adelaide
36ers Arena.
Storm. Yeah.
If you haven't been there, that is a
the old
sensational.
Titanium.
It's the old Titanium, and it rocks, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
That'll be
it does.
great for the girls. Well done to the men and the women. Hey, after 7, Crows v Melbourne, Nord Oval, live on
Yes.
5AA. Sammy Tugwell leads the
great Jenny
the
Williams.
call there with the great Jenny Williams. But after the break, do not miss this. Do not miss this. Thanks to Walco, Gunny and Paul Comer.
Champions.
Where are they now with a man we called Mr. Magic? His name is Paul Bagshaw.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. 5AA Nights with Leap Forest.
Matthew Reeve and Alexandra Reeve-Gibbons join me to talk about their dad, Christopher Reeve.